On the last episode of Weebs in the Hood, the crew discussed video game characters that revolutionized their childhoods. We continued to sit down and discuss and cry over the many unfortunate deaths in anime history, and some that didn't make any sense, from the tears of Itachi to the weeping of L. And now, for this week's episode of Weebs in the Hood.
Hey everybody, we's back.
Welcome. What's up? We are back. Welcome to the first ever Reebs in the Hood video podcasting, brought to you by us, Reebs in the Hood,
Yes,
Nerds
sir.
Central, Black Force Energy Certified,
Yes,
Incorporated.
sir. After
Welcome, our
hours.
dearly fans. It's nice to see y'all again. We got a very long, good, interesting topic for you guys today.
Yeah, we did.
But first, I want to start off. How have y'all been these past couple of days? It's been what, a year?
A year.
Year since we started this?
No, not quite. We're on
Oh, episode 20.
Yeah,
This
so
will be episode 21. I want to say it's It's June now. We started in November, so it's been like 8-9 months.
8-9 months, almost a
Oh,
year.
damn,
Almost
almost
is.
a year.
Bryce, once again, has been very, very welcoming and homing to have you on to the show.
I appreciate
And,
y'all having me.
It's been great. So it's been a wonderful addition. Just in case if anybody know, Josh is not with the podcast right now. He has moved on to support member.
Yep.
So he is now part of our support member team. Shout out to Josh.
Shout out
He's going to
Josh.
take care of a lot of things. In the future, we are going to be having a more bigger group for support members. So stay on the lookout.
Yeah, we're looking to expand a little bit, get some more future projects. We got some more stuff down the work. This was obviously one of the biggest things we had going on.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get this man dog. I want y'all to know, we just this setup right here, right now, dog.
Just this setup alone
Was a
was a big
was
pain in the
was a
ass.
lot harder than most niggas probably think.
Dog. And then I'm probably not gonna let this bitch ass nigga over here lay this shit down.
Yo,
Yeah, I definitely broke this shit. Before we get into this, Bryce, how have you been feeling since coming onto the show so far?
I've been feeling really, really good, to be honest. I love the energy. It's crazy. A lot of friends of mine, because they ask me how the podcast is going, and I tell them just to listen in and just get a vibe for it. Shout out Logan.
Shout out Logan.
Shout out. No, so this is a different Logan.
This is a
Not
different Logan?
yeah, this is a different Logan. So shout out Logan. Like literally, I bumped into her the other day, and we were just shooting the shit, and I brought up the podcast to her, and she listens to it with her mom. And I
Good
thought
shit.
I
Thank
thought that
you.
was super dope. Yeah, so
That's
shout
super
out
dope.
Logan.
Look, I ain't never met you, but shout out, my
Thank you. Welcome to the ride. We hope you enjoy all of our weebs in the hood shit.
Shout out to all our homies that have been supporting us. Our Logan K, who done
Yep.
the podcast before. Shout out to you.
Yes, sir.
Shout out our boy Chris. He been on the
Yep.
podcast.
Shout out Chris.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know my man's Chase. He listens to us.
Mm-hmm.
Shout him out. My sister, she listens to us, and she got. I know she says there's some people out there she know that be listening to us. So if y'all hear this, just know it's getting back to us, and we support y'all.
Big shout. Oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Shout out Andy.
Yes.
Shout
Shout
out
out
Andy.
good old Andy.
Shout out Andy. Shout out Eli. Shout out my nigga JC.
100%.
Shout out all my boys that are still in.
Yep.
I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all listening and keeping up. I know that it's hard with life and shit, but that's really y'all to
I want
kick
to.
it with me every now and again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming by yesterday. The other day's
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, playing big old Magic with us. It was a really great time.
Mm-hmm.
Both of y'all two, actually. Both of y'all two playing for a Magic Friday. It was great.
Yeah,
It was
that
great.
was a lot of fun.
We have a new member that's going to be coming with us for Magics.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say his name yet.
not
I
yet.
wanted it to be a guest surprise, but I think y'all going to love it. You're going to love it.
Yeah, but he's a real cool guy.
Yeah.
He looks like
He
Post
just-
Malone. I just want that out there. He 100% want to look like Post Malone.
tell you said that.
He gonna come with y'all.
He gonna come y'all with heat.
He look exactly like Post Malone's brother, bro. I swear to God. 100,000%. Big thanks to Tyler and Keith
Yes.
for
Shout out Tyler and Keith.
yes, for allowing us to be able to use the equipment and for allowing this to happen. And
Better known as KM Voice. Shout out to y'all.
yes,
Doing
sir,
your thing out there.
doing y'all thing out there, doing y'all thing. I know everybody's been asking, especially I know if people been asking you, Ray, but I know everybody been asking me, especially when are we going to do more talks about the trip for the filming of the movie.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of that.
Me, you, and Josh gonna find some time, and then since we got the video, we're gonna give you our personal video representation, I guess, of what it felt like to us.
Yeah. Also, I'll throw this out there. We should be getting a TikTok channel at some point.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
We're on video. We can throw clips of of this on the TikTok channel and funnel people in that way. So, best believe we getting upstairs. Dog.
Yeah.
It's up
We up there.
Shit is in productions. We ain't slacking on this side.
Yeah, so back to the reason why we don't have headphones on right now, it's all because of your ignorant Negro boy over here and me. I had to make the booty butt cheeks go.
Yeah, Tone was watching some Boondocks prior to recording, and that Thugnificent album, From Rags to Bitches, just it hit a little too hard. Yeah, so we were testing the mics out, and Tone came in with
Hit us
the.
with a big ass boot, and I'm talking
He
with
cranked his neck back. Yeah, he
Yeah.
cranked his neck back.
The whole
He had
shebang, y'all.
all that air in his cheeks, and he just booted and just it busted.
Blew it out.
It blew my headphones out. It blew his headphones out. We literally had to fuck around with the audio for a solid like 15, 20
It
minutes.
took me enough 30 minutes.
Don't worry, next Sunday it won't be like this.
It
You'll
won't
see
be
us.
like that. Yeah,
You won't see it. It's just my ignorance had to get out.
Give y'all a little background knowledge. This man fucked me over so bad. I had to record us, send an email to myself of the recording so I
test.
could listen to it on my phone to see if the mics were working properly.
It's definitely a laptop thing. All we have to do is restart it. But the problem is we don't want to risk that because it's not our laptop.
Right.
And we don't know what might happen if we restart it. It might get an update which will push us back. So
We're already like 4 hours.
100%.
We're already
So
really deep behind. So
deep behind, deep in the baskets behind. So without
That should be enough of a little background knowledge.
background knowledge,
Yeah.
little background
got us
story.
here.
I just want to say one thing. I am thankful for all that we have come along so far, and not only am I thankful, I'm thankful for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys brought us a long way, and I couldn't be out
Appreciate
here.
y'all
We
for
couldn't. I
sticking
mean,
out.
definitely.
The Snorlax is comfy, dog.
Fat fuck.
Yeah, fat nigga.
Fat nigga.
Yeah.
Without further ado, let's get into the main topic of today.
Yes, sir.
We have villain discussion today.
Not Black Air Force.
Not bla-
Let's specify that. Not Black Air Force.
Yes, this. Look, see, you already thinking I'm over on some serial killer shit. That's terrible. That's
Tragic.
terrible. I mean, you not. I mean, you not.
Exactly. I know I'm not wrong.
But I'll say, who wants to start us off?
So, yes.
So, can
Hang
we-
on, my.
Can we start off it like everyone go around the table like bottoms, like 3, 2, 1? Yeah.
I don't know who I'm gonna put in 2 or 1. I know who my third is.
Okay. Well, see, look, you got time to figure it out then.
He said you got time to figure it out. I am going to start it off. So, I'm just gonna start off my first. No, it's not really in order.
This is your number 3, right?
No, it's not really in order. So, but my first.
Nah, number 3.
Yeah, you gonna
Number 3, asshole. We just came to a chat. Yeah. Now that we're on video, you get. To see
I had
the
to do
dumb
this on
shit
purpose. I
got
had to do
deal
this on
with.
purpose.
You get to see all the dumb shit I get to do. With. I hope y'all ready.
No, phone, stop. Don't do this.
It's gonna
Bunch
do
of
this.
Fucking
You ain't ready,
goobers.
dog.
This is why I wanted to do my actual phone.
It's being used right now.
So my number 3 is going to be Miriam Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
That's the cell looking nigga, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so Miriam is from Hunter x Hunter. His backstory is pretty. I mean, it's pretty normal.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna preference this right now. Probably gonna be some spoilers. My spoilers ain't gonna be that crazy. Hunter x Hunter has been over with for like the longest. My bad. It's been on hiatus for the longest amount of time, so that ain't gonna be no spoilers. But there might be some spoilers. Y'all will be fine. All right, proceed.
I just want you to look at what my phone is doing by itself.
I know. I was trying
That's
to
a
use
lot
it.
of
We were gonna
shenanigans.
use that for the camera, and it was like no.
I would have preferred to use it for a camera because it
I
wouldn't.
gave it my best. Dog.
Well, you didn't.
I gave it my best.
So Miriam, his backstory is pretty easy. Chimera Ant arc. He was basically supposed to be that nigga, the sauce. He was birthed by the Ant Queen. He is second in line technically. He's a second. I remember his stuff by heart. He is the second. I want to say birthed from the Chimera Ant Queen, but however, he is supposed to be the queen, the king.
Yeah.
The king. And also known point fact that he was not technically at his full power when he came out of birth. He was actually birthed prematurely. And this nigga just said, fuck all that. Fuck all that. I want the smoke. He ripped out, he literally ripped open his mama's, basically gave himself his own C-section. Basically.
So this nigga just said, "Don't sweat it."
Yeah. He basically said, "I don't give a fuck." His
He said,
person.
"Don't worry, pops. I'm gonna keep it intact."
So it's really, exactly. He said, "Nyah."
That's terrible.
So it's really interesting his characteristics and his personality because his background isn't what makes him unique.
Yeah.
It's his personality and how well he evolves and changes. So he is actually, thus far, because it is on hiatus, the strongest Nin user ever to be born. Because that's what his thing. One of his unique characteristic ability is Nin absorption.
Right.
So all he has to do is eat somebody that can use Nin abilities, and then he just absorb their Nin, and he becomes that much stronger.
Okay.
So he's already strong,
On
but
some stockpile shit.
yeah. But what makes him more unique, he meets this girl called Kaguya, whatever her name is.
Little white-haired girl.
Little white-haired girl.
And she plays Go.
Goji. Goji. She is the
We
top.
talked about Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yes.
talked about Go on the chat.
She is the top. The number one Goji player, and she's blind. She's also blind.
That poor little girl.
Poor little girl. So off rip, before we get into off rip, when he was first born, Miriam personality is someone who is merciless, very, very prideful. Think of King Bradley if he was to be a dictator.
I don't really know that nigga, but
Not you, Bryce.
We gonna speak on that.
Bryce. See, you know what I'm going with this. Bryce. Think
gonna
of
speak
King
on that.
Bradley as if he was to be a complete dictator,
Right.
and he
didn't
just
wear that
absolutely
mask.
didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, if King Bradley didn't wear his nice old man mask.
Exactly.
So Miriam, Ray don't really know about either of them.
I know.
The equivalent.
I do know a bit about Miriam because while I didn't finish Hunter x Hunter, I didn't even get to the Miriam part.
Right.
He's told me a lot. My man's over here has told me a lot about the Chimera art.
Okay, so then people in the chat who know about Hunter x Hunter and Full Metal and to Tone, Miriam is Bradley in the sewers versus Greed.
Yes, he is.
Like
100%.
All bumpers don't give a fuck.
All pride, don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Like none of that shit matters. None of that. 1 second, guys. He is Japanese voiced by Koki Uchiyama. And English voice is I want to say Matt Littleman so bad, but his actual name is Matt Iman, something like that. Let me see if I can pronounce that
Matt
correctly.
Mitamon?
Mitamon. Matt Mitamon. I want to say Little Man so bad.
Matt Mitamon, home of this Mitamon.
It's like little, but it's Mit and Tell.
Now that we described a lot.
Oh, middleman.
Middleman.
Tellman.
Middleman.
You see why I say want to say Matt Littleman?
Matt Middleman.
You see why I say want to say
Matt Middleman.
Matt Middleman?
Matt Middleman. Homeless bitch Middleman.
So we described.
That shit comes out so smooth. My name is Matt Middleman, mayor of
Middleman.
Homestead. Dimsdale, Dimmadome.
Yep.
Dog, it just fits.
He's gonna hate
Matt
us.
Middleman. Home of Dimsdale Middlemats.
He's gonna hate us.
Favorite team, Chicago
He
Mets.
got more into his personality. His personality really changes when he meets the girl. Once he meets that little girl, he starts.
He gets soft.
I mean, he still is sadistic and evil and merciless, but he starts to see humans more on the equal value. But on the totem pole of, well, yeah, y'all like really good if y'all controlled. Basically, he don't see them as a stepping stone, but he do see them as, you know, a more significant value than what they originally was. Because originally he only seen them as livestock.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, because they made him stronger.
Yes, exactly. Note to self, it not only was it the girl, but he also fought the old man, Natatori, which is a really significant fight. In that
Huge
fight,
fight.
he also learned that humans can climb up to that scale. Natatori is also before Miriam, he was the top powerful nin user in that world before Miriam.
Natatori, when he fought Natatori, I remember that fight. Like
Yes, that
that's
was-
up there in my top 10.
That was also the fight where he
But-
first experienced fear.
Yeah, I was about to say when Natatori hit him with spoilers if you haven't seen Hunter x Hunter, but when he hit him with the fucking self detonate and just fucking
Yep.
he was like, I'm finna show you what we can do. And
100%.
domed his ass, and he was like you saw it, Miriam squatted out. He was like, oh,
Shit.
and he dipped. He was like, I didn't think a nigga would ever do something like that. And he was like, and that kind of intrigued me.
100%. You can
like-
see, and what's so crazy about that fight? This nigga Miriam is so strong. He was toying
Toying
with
with
Nara.
this nigga.
I almost fucked his name.
Najiro.
Najiro. He was toying with Najiro from the jump, only because he wanted to see what he was made of.
Right.
And when he did, he started to value humans a lot more.
Miriam literally took that nigga's leg and his arm, and that nigga managed to keep all his blood. Because Miriam was telling him, he was like, you gonna bleed out, and that nigga just smacked his leg and smacked his shoulder, quit bleeding, and was like, I'm still gonna chunk with you. Realized he couldn't finish the chunk, and then was like, fuck it, self-destruct. Miriam did not. Miriam literally was just sitting there. He's like, he's an old man, like he's just gonna bleed out and die
Exactly.
a worthless death. But when dude was like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm
And
gonna
he
be with you.
said, boom, boom, and boom. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he about that life. He 100% about that
And
life.
he just grinned at him. He was like, I'm gonna take you with me.
Yo,
and Miriam was like, oh.
I'm just
God.
saying that grin is on my top creepiest grin of all time. And I want to say my next one is going to be Curse of Cowardly Dog.
Okay, yeah.
That's up there, 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely 100% one of my creepiest smiles. It's definitely up there. It sent shivers down to a black nigga spine. I did not enjoy that at all. But the fight was worthwhile. Also, with that being said, the anime really played into Miriam's involvement with the girl, and it really showed us how he can change. Only specifically because Miriam is also half human, half chimera. That's
Right.
what a lot of people don't really understand, or just forgotten.
Yeah.
So that humanity is still in him. It's still in him, and they showed it. They showed it in the anime as he was able to as he was evolving and progressing into the show. Which is also
definitely.
one of my unique facts about him. Some abilities he has. I'm just gonna go straight off the rip and say this: he has a type of tune ability. It's his prone. It's what it is. Photon. It's his own way of communicating. With that being said, it's OP. He can detect any lies within said communication once he starts the ability.
Okay.
he has Metamorphism. With the photon, he can also gather any type of information needed. Any. It don't matter. Any.
Damn.
Yeah, no, it's broken. He also has ability called, I want to say, Rage Blast, which is kind of like an Aura Blast. He takes a lot of his Nin, and then he kind of like blasts it out.
Okay, so like a key blast?
Kind of like Key Blast. You know?
Okay.
Kind of like Key Blast.
Okay.
So his abilities isn't all that much to look at besides the photon ability, because that shit's OP. Only because when he came out birthed, he was already blessed with enhanced strength, enhanced agility,
And IQ.
and IQ. Extreme enhanced IQ. Extreme enhanced IQ. Which kind of makes him different from a lot of the other Chimera ants. Note to the fact that he only respected the strong.
That's the reason why every other Chimera, honestly, I mean, besides the fact that he was incredibly strong, and that's kind of how the Chimera hierarchy works.
Exactly.
But besides that, like, every Chimera that would even hear about him would be like, oh no,
Like, oh nah.
like
oh.
they knew he was on another level intellectually.
100%.
Like anytime any of them chimeras, because he would send out different chimeras, you feel me, to fuck with Gon and Killua and all that, and none of them niggas would question it. They would just be like, his word is law.
Word is law.
His word is law. Go do it. Don't ask no questions. Go do it or you're fried. Flat
that's
out.
Crazy that you say that.
Yeah, go do it or you're fried. He was the boss.
They basically described his personality as, and it's even in the show, he did not like repeating himself, and it showed it in the show that it was like some off-brand goon ass dude. And he got swiped by the tail and fucking obliterated.
Right. And that's the thing too, but like even in the show, like the way that nigga just like even like before you even like get to see him in actual combat, the presence he gives off, you just know this nigga means business. Like he doesn't say shit as a request.
Not at all.
If he says Gon needs to get taken the fuck out, hey nigga, get that done.
Get that done. Guess what that means? If you don't get that done, you're done.
You're dead. Yeah.
You're dead. You're dead.
It's over.
The fact that Pitu is one of his royal guards, right? A high, strong ass ant. He actually tried to off this bitch because she was not listening, and he meant to off her. This bitch is strong. It didn't kill her. Keep that in mind. Nigga is strong and he don't care. He don't give a fuck.
What was it when the castle got attacked and the little girl was in there? The castle got attacked and she
protected her.
Yeah, well she got hurt. She got hurt and he protected her and he went to like his 4 guards. And he beat the fuck out of the one.
Literally
he was like, "Did I not tell you to protect and watch her?" And they were like, "But she's a..." He was like, "I don't give a fuck."
It was either Yuppie Dono or the dude with the blonde hair.
Yeah, it was the nigga with the blonde hair.
It was the nigga with the blonde
It was
hair.
the nigga with the blonde hair, and he was like, "I don't give a fuck." And literally, when he said that, he was like, "Hold the fuck up! Did I just say that I don't? Did I just hit one of my own niggas over a blind girl that plays Go with me?"
It's crazy.
And he was like, "Oh, yeah."
He
He had a huge character development moment. That one, and that nigga just started smiling. He was like, I got it now." And I was like, "Oh nah, this nigga done lost it. This nigga done lost it."
If Hitler had powers 2.0.
Bruh. He was like, "I know what I gotta do." I was like, "No, you don't.
God.
No, you don't. You don't. Stop it, please."
I guess that would have to be one of my number 1 villains.
Okay.
He's definitely up there for me on the psychotic side.
Yeah.
He came out
Oh yeah,
psychotic.
that man's crazy.
Completely psycho, which is, I have somebody else that's also even more mercilessly psychotic than him.
So I didn't go for any psychotic characters. I don't really care for them. Like the psychotic ones are cool. Like I love myself a good Joker, but like
Joker psycho.
you'll guys with my list, you guys will understand exactly what you guys are gonna understand the type of villain I like, and we'll go with my third one. Well, I won't be a coon, and I'll just.
Won't be a coon, even though you already are.
That's fair. Vandal Savage from DC.
Okay.
That's
He
my.
also don't get enough showtime. Enough.
He
like,
really
he's
doesn't.
Not talked about enough. So that's a good call.
But he also has the problem of you kind of have to do you have to write around him if you introduce him, and that's because for those of y'all that don't know, Vandal Savage he was born in the prehistoric time, not bare minimum. He was born like somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000, maybe even 7,000 to 8,000 years ago in the DC timeline. He is considered to be the first metahuman, and he is immortal who has essentially has superhuman strength, superhuman durability. He is nigh unkillable to where the general thing is you have to pretty much vaporize him or disintegrate him all at one time.
Which is wild as fuck.
He has a superhuman intelligence, and I mean his intelligence. When I say superhuman intelligence, I mean like that nigga Batman can't even be figuring out his plans some of these times. Yeah. Like this nigga Savage, every time he has done some shit, and he almost never does shit on a planetary level. Like that is his entrance. Whenever you hear Vandal Savage, just know he's on some shit that the whole world needs to be aware of. He's never just like, oh, I'm trying to rob a bank, or oh, hey, I'm trying to do this for like, I'm trying to fuck up this city, or I'm trying to kidnap this one. No.
Something casual.
He's never he's never on some casual villainy. He's doing some shit like, I run this entire organization called The Light, which is a bunch of supervillains all together, and I run all of it. I'm ahead of this council that controls all of it. It's basically a shadow government or basically a shadow crime organization. Pretty much anytime he is depicted as in a shadow or supervillain group, he's always, if he's not running it, he's always up there, as in one of the people who has a say on what gets done.
100%.
One of this man's greatest feats is, so there's a moon out in the DC universe called War World, and it is essentially the Death Star, but without the planet killing weapon.
Okay.
It can move freely. Like like the Death Star can move solar systems as well, but this thing can legit just move without having to eat a sun. It's essentially a fucking moon base that everyone fears because it's a fortress. It's basically a best way to put it is it's a airship carrier.
Okay.
Or aircraft. It's airship carrier.
Aircraft carrier.
Aircraft carrier. But while
I
also,
know what you were saying.
yeah, while also,
I was picking up what you were trying to put down. I was like, I'm not going to correct them, but it's aircraft carrier. But continue.
while also being able to hold all the vessels, it also has enough ammunition and stuff to fight an army by itself.
Okay.
So it's essentially an aircraft carrier that also has the weaponry of a destroyer.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was able to outsmart and control the previous holder, kill him off, and put himself as the controller of this ship, only to tell the entire intergalactic community, hey, Earth's off limits, and if y'all got a problem with it, I'm gonna come find you.
Right.
Man's a problem. He always tends to be a big problem in anything, because some iterations of him, while they don't know magic, he knows how to like counteract it sometimes.
Yeah.
That's kind of a thing most people kind of just, that's an inconsistency that they have with him, is sometimes he just can counter magic, sometimes he can't. They sometimes they do it because of how long he's been alive. Magic's been around forever. He's just like, all right, yeah, that's a cute magic trick. Counter.
Tap 2 counter, sir.
Yeah, that's exactly what it be sometimes. It's just like, hey, tap 2 counter. And he's just like, nope.
Okay.
Basically, My man's has gone toe to toe with just about everyone. A thing that people also don't mention with him, very similar to Batman, he knows almost every martial arts.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah. So, like, Batman knows a lot of martial arts. This man knows even ones Batman can't learn because they're dead. The art is dead except for him. So, the man's, I'm pretty sure he's been seen beating Batman. I know he's beaten almost all of the Justice League. He beat the shit out of Green Lantern one time. So this man's backstory is real simple. He was just a regular like when I say prehistoric time, I'm talking a hunter gatherer. He was a hunter. Funny enough, there was this bear that was trying to fuck with him. He had like even before he got all of his abilities, he was strong for a man. He was able to fight a bear, like fisticuff status. I think he had a spear. He's always depicted with claw marks on his face, even though he has insane like regeneration. I'd say it's more along the lines of Wolverine's regeneration, not Deadpool's.
So he got that
100
shit.
it's
He got
definitely
that
a
shit.
long life.
He probably got that shit prior to his.
He did,
Prior to his powers really awakening.
Some iterations, it was right before he got his powers, is when the bear got him. Other iterations, it is right after. It is a long before, but it's always him fighting a bear. Essentially, a meteorite fell down. Of course, it was radioactive, and he is considered the first metahuman because he had the meta gene.
Okay.
And when he touched the meteorite, it basically activated his meta genes, creating him, giving him all of these abilities. And he's been alive. He's done pretty much. If there was a major event, he's been behind it. Some cases, he was Genghis Khan. And in some iterations, he was Genghis Khan. In another iteration, he was Julius Caesar.
When that nigga Darkseid was starting to
He can't fight Darkseid.
He didn't want to help.
He can't.
Up on that nigga.
Here's the problem.
He
Can't fight Darkseid. His problem is there's one Justice League member he can't fight. That's Superman. Superman just thwarts him every time. He ain't got nothing for him. Unless he's got kryptonite, he ain't got nothing for him. Like Vandal Savage's, I like him because of his backstory and his whole overall vibe. He's always I like masterminds. And that's what he is. He's a mastermind, but
Yeah, you ain't peeped that yet. Yeah, Ray only fucks with the brainy niggas. Yeah,
I like my brawlers.
That's so much.
Rain like big brainy niggas. If
But
y'all
y'all have
realize
those. I
it,
like,
yeah.
nerd, but destroy everything, niggas.
Ray like the niggas that do this in anime.
But here's
the glasses.
Yeah, the glasses.
but here's the thing, my
Ray's
nigga.
favorite Bleach carrier is Uri.
His last name is Savage for a reason. He is committed the first murder in the DC world. That's how old this man is. He is said to have committed the first murder, and he has committed every crime you could think of. This man's a problem. Like his last name is Savage for a reason.
Every crime?
It is rumored in a lot of iterations. He just if it allows him to do allows him to get what he what his end game. That's how much of a he's a sociopath. His motions are detached. Whatever he needs to do to get to his end goal, he's going to do it. So he is committed just about every crime you could think of.
Would that, I guess,
Jesus.
would you think that would be unique to him? That would be his most unique trait? Or what do you think his most unique trait is?
His most unique trait is that they never really combine a lot of these abilities together. This man is a super genius with super strength, super invulnerability, and has a regen one of the best regen factors there is. to the point where he's immortal. So they never have made somebody like that, pretty much period, in comic book history. That's what makes him unique. And what he's able to do with that is create all of these societies or do these things like take over the world war. I want you to know, anybody is free to challenge him. Like, many people he has gone up to is like, you can challenge me. And just because I say he's a mastermind, don't mean that he a bitch. This man, whole ass, pub stomped. Who the hell? I'm gonna look up all the people this man has beat.
What you think of him so far? Because I know, Bryce, you're not really too involved with DC characters and your shit just so far.
I mean, he sounds valid. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with it.
Sounds like a good old ballad.
This man has whole ass organizations under him. Like, I'm pretty sure the Illuminati is under him. And yeah, there was an organization called The Light in the Young Justice TV show.
Yes.
That was Vandal Savage. That was him. He was behind that. I will. I just want to throw. When you type in who can beat him, they just throw up Darkseid can beat him. So when you throw,
of course,
exactly. That's why I want to put a point. When that's the first thing that pops up, that is Darkseid can beat him. That's a problem right there. That means you got to jump to Darkseid to find a nigga that can consistently beat him.
Right.
That's how savage he is. Niggas cannot. The only one who could consistently beat him in the Justice League is Superman.
So once again, when this nigga Darkseid was threatening almost all the damn multiverses, fuck was he at?
Chilling
Man, I'm saying.
on his own shit.
Oh, I almost forgot. Hello? Okay. Almost forgot to say. He single-handedly created, and a lot of times he created Hawkman and Hawkwoman. Like, he is in their origin story because it's all about Egypt and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Well, usually they're running from a raider. It's him. It's usually him.
Oh. Okay.
I know for a fact he's beating Hawkman down like crazy.
I mean, what?
That's not saying much, but
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
I'm not saying. Look, it's sad when Bryce is like, yeah, I know.
It's right. I'm not a DC Marvel nigga.
but even you know Hawkman.
But
Vandal Savage, he is certified. He is a dog. He is one of the most about that life in the DC universe. And he's my favorite DC villain. He definitely is my solid number 3.
Okay.
Wow, favorite DC villain.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big statement.
Yeah.
It's kind of
That is a big statement.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Bryce? What's your number 3?
Number 3 for me, I'm gonna have to go with Don Flamingo from One Piece. Right? So I say we've like dabbled in One Piece a little bit. Mm-hmm. We try to refrain from it just because One Piece is it's so big, and I'm up to date as of today.
Nigga, did you just pop open my Dr. Pepper?
Which is the 11th.
Yep.
Drink that.
Nah, it's mine now.
So Don Flamingo debuted in chapter 233, episode 151.
Mm-hmm.
He is affiliated with the Don Pirates, right, and the Imperial Down Underworld. He's also one of the 7 warlords of the sea, right, and he's known for the Dressrosa arc, right. Okay. So the Dressrosa arc are you guys caught up with One Piece?
No, not even close.
All right, so
it's spoilers.
Okay, yeah,
but
some spoilers.
I don't mind being spoiled because I'm probably not gonna watch it no time soon.
So this is also like one of the fun facts about Don Flamingo, right? Before I give you a little bit of backstory. So the Dressrosa arc, right? at this point in time, Luffy has done 2 years of training. The main character, Luffy, he has done 2 years, I believe, of training with Rayleigh, right? And Rayleigh was one of the original crewmen, or he was the right-hand crewman of Gold D. Roger, which was, you know, all my treasure is on the Grand Line, right? Like the nigga that Loki created the story of One Piece, right? Shout out Oda. But Rayleigh pretty much teaches Luffy how to control his haki and how to master his haki for 2 years, right? And Luffy awakens Gear 4, which is where he can use his Concer's haki, which is the black iron, right? And he pretty much poofs up into a gigantic ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
Right. So Don Flamingo, the first time Luffy had to use Gear 4 was against Don Flamingo. Right. So that's a little fun fact. But Don Flamingo's backstory, originally his family comes from royalty, from the Celestial Dragons, which the Celestial Dragons are really big in the One Piece universe. Like Luffy, I can't remember what episode it was, but Luffy is actually, that's one of his crimes was because he straight Jade a Celestial Dragon in the fucking jaw.
Damn. Okay.
And it was absolutely fucking justified. But oh, I'm sorry. His family was one of the 20 families of the world government, right? So when Don Flamingo was 8 years old, his father, Homing, decided that he just wanted to live a normal life, you know? So they kind of regressed. Well, Don Flamingo was like, nah, nigga, fuck that. I'm royalty.
Right.
You feel me? So he pretty much went around expecting, you know, whatever he wanted, trying to be a little thug and shit, right? Well, what happened was, once people found out about his family's upbringing and everything else, they actually wound up burning his house, like the people of the village.
Get the fuck out.
They burnt his house down, and while this nigga was tied up screaming,
Damn.
he screamed at me. He told him, he was like, I swear on everything I love, I'll kill every last one of y'all. Flat the fuck out, right? So after all this shit happens, another fun fact, another reason why this nigga's wild. After all this shit happens, right, his father is just like, nah, like, it's okay, we can still make a new life, all this other shit, right? Don Flamingo was 10, and he walked up, right, I think it was his brother. His dad was hugging his brother, and Don Flamingo rolled up right behind him with a gun and blasted his own father, execution style, while he was holding on to his little brother, and he was like, nah, nigga, fuck that.
Wow, I did not.
That's wild.
That's a wild backstory.
Came in, started taking over the underworld, right? Became one of the 7 warlords of the sea. And then, bro, he was just an absolute menace. He, like, for people that have watched One Piece and know what the fuck I'm talking about when I'm talking about Don Flamingo, was that nigga. Like, when Don Flamingo was first introduced, like, we hadn't seen combat or nothing, but that nigga's presence alone, you knew this nigga was not to be fucked with. He was a tall, lanky, Slim Shady looking nigga with a big pink pimp jacket, and niggas would not cross him at all.
He definitely gave off the presence of
that nigga. Like,
whatever picture I seen of him, I'm just like, oh no, he looks like that nigga for sure.
Bro, I'm telling you, that nigga really did not give a fuck. Like, he was on some otherworldly shit. But another fun fact about him, so Don Flamingo is known for his glasses, right? So if you look at his glasses, the way they're shaped, some people think that they look a lot like Ichigo Kurosaki's hollow mask, like the eye, right?
That's interesting.
But in actuality, the design for his glasses comes from the old Japanese. It's the old It was Japanese's version of the Power Rangers.
Did they have a picture for it?
No, hold on. Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider
Oh,
Super 1.
fuck.
Yeah.
Kamen Rider.
So,
Oh, wow.
Kamen Rider. So Kamen Rider. right? So
Don't
Kamen
worry, chat,
Rider's
you guys
glasses,
will see
yeah.
this.
So Kamen Rider's glasses look very similar to Don Flamingo's glasses, and that's because Oda
Unlocked.
Oda personally was a huge fan of Kamen Rider as a kid. Yeah, dude, Oda is a absolute fucking master, bro. Shout out Oda. I don't think he'll ever see this, but Mr. Oda, you've done such a great job with One Piece. Thank you so much. And that's got to be my number 3 personally. Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
Don Flamingo is just too goated with the sauce, in my opinion. I had to talk about him.
We got some good old first round of villains. Some good
Yep.
old first rounds.
That was a good little first little tidbit.
Out of this first round, who y'all think is more saucier?
When it comes
I'm
to
going with Don
saucy,
Flamingo.
yeah. So when it comes to
I'm
sauciness,
not
Don
gonna-
Flamingo
I-
wins
I-
that.
All hands on Don Flamingo. He's moving
From
on to the next round.
from the pictures I've seen of Don Flamingo, that man's got the sauce.
100%.
appreciate
And
that.
I personally, I feel like if he walked up on me, he can have everything he can want. I ain't gonna lie.
'Cause I could I'm probably going to lose every round of here. I might win the first one or the last one, but I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think y'all got some saucy villains.
I know. For
I didn't really go for saucy villains. I just went for my favorites.
I kind of went, like, I ain't gonna lie, my number 1 pick, it's a given. But the other, like, Don Flamingo and my number 2 pick, I actually, like, did some, like, deep consideration. I was like, I went, like, D-bag, and I was like, who was a villain that I really, really fucked with? Like, and I thought was really odd. Like, I thought, like, man, that's different. Like, that's,
Look, if Vandal Savage, if he wasn't too fucking lunatic,
No, he's a fucking sociopath.
fuck with him.
lunatic, yeah, I'll give him it.
I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna give it to Savage. I was gonna give it to Savage, because Savage sounds like he is that nigga.
He is that nigga, dog. If you
Like,
ever want to
don't
see,
get me wrong, like, Don Flamingo is cold, but
So the
If
reason
you-
Savage do sound like he
So
cold
the
too.
reason I give it to Don Flamingo is only because he has a 100. He has a more cooler vibe to it.
Yeah.
He has a more
the problem with Savage,
Menace he brings.
it's the level of menace he brings is just right.
yeah,
Vandal Savage, there's
Vandal Savage.
You know what you getting.
Yeah, it's there's an ulterior motive behind everything he does, and I think that's what hurts him a lot.
Yep.
Also, he's taken some crazy L's.
yep.
Like back when Bruce Wayne got sent back in time to Darkseid's Omega Beams. Bruce Wayne actually unknowingly beat Vandal Savage in the past
Yep.
without his gadgets, without anything. Yeah.
So I was about to say, since you brought that up,
Like I said, he's taking some bad L's.
when Luffy fought Don Flamingo, because mind you, definitely we hadn't really seen a lot of Don Flamingo, right?
Yeah.
When they rolled up to Dressrosa, so since you don't, after what happened was Ace died, right, at Marineford, right? All that shit happened. Luffy went into intense training with Rayleigh, right? That's when he met Law, right? All that shit.
Right.
Law and Smoker, and Smoker is from like the OG, like original part of One Piece, like back in season 1. Smoker's an old character, right? Smoker came to Dressrosa, and Law both rolled up on this nigga Don Flamingo. Both of them got wasted. Law, not so much. Smoker, that nigga got iced. Iced. And you find out that this nigga and Law has a huge backstory with this nigga Don Flamingo. Huge backstory. I'm not gonna get into that because I'll be here for fucking an hour talking about that shit.
I'm very
But-
intrigued by Don Flamingo's backstory. I never really
Don-
paid attention to his.
Don Flamingo's backstory is very deep. But I was about to say, like, literally, if Luffy hadn't showed up, I want to say it was Law. If Luffy hadn't showed up, Law would have got wasted. Flat out. R.I.P. that nigga Kid.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. that nigga Kid, bro. He got wasted by Shanks. And to all y'all Kid fans that really thought that nigga was gonna do something to Shanks, y'all niggas, I'd love to know what kind of pack y'all smoke.
Man, I'm saying.
Bruh, I remember so many niggas were like, bruh, yeah, man, kid gon' fight Shanks. I'm so hype. I'm like, nigga, that's not a fight. That is a execute, bro. I can't Akuma or Akuma. I can't remember the nigga's name, but he's the Marine general that uses light. That's his ability, right? Shanks was able to deflect this nigga in the new movie Red that came out with Shanks. That motherfucker was able to deflect a city destroying light laser.
What the hell?
Roll up on, and then this nigga, mind you, he moves at light speed. This nigga backed off at light speed, and Shanks is one-handed, and he still had his sword at that nigga's throat. It was like, nah, nigga, you not getting away from me.
Not getting away from this. It's
And
over.
and you think Kid is gonna do something against that? Tripping. Get out of here.
Get out of town.
Was working
Free card.
was working as hardest just to try and deal with Big Mom.
I
Stop
guess round 2 for my villain.
We moving it up a tier.
Yeah, we moving it up.
I'm going to give it to Sephiroth. For the reason being, he's very tactful in what he do.
Okay.
He's very level-headed at what he do. And for a good memory of his life, he didn't know he was an evil villain until he met the All-Mother, Gaia, which is where he's from. So, a little bit of backstory about Sephiroth. People don't really know exactly from what the what's their name? What is their name? He was stationed in Shinra Electric Company. He was one of the projects of Shinra Soldier.
Okay.
That is one of the projects Shinra had, along with, they also had along, that's where you got Zack, Cloud, Angel,
Okay.
and there's another dude I can't remember. That's also from Crisis Core. His background is pretty. I mean, they don't really. So basically, there was this motherfucking meteorite rock that basically hit land Earth. Let's call it Gia. That's what it's called. And Soldier or Shinra was doing experiments to try to create the perfect soldier from Gia, because Gia had all this, like, I guess,
All this ability.
abilities or powers, if you might have it. So they were trying to make the perfect soldier. That's where Sephiroth comes in. Now, what happened? He was being a perfect soldier and everything, yada yada yada. He discovered his birthright and what was going on. He started to turn. That's when his madness started to develop. He was already slowly getting there because
But that
kind of already snapped because of how he was born and what Gia is. He was getting there. When his madness hit, he became real crazy and evil and maniacal, and he also developed a god complex, and he developed a very sadistic tormenting thing to constantly torment my nigga Cloud. Reasons? No, he just did it just to do it just to do it.
Just to be an asshole.
Just being an asshole. He's definitely up there with one of my top favorite villains of all time. Sephiroth.
Which is understandable. Also, that soundtrack.
Oh yeah, I didn't forget.
That soundtrack just helps complete it.
His soundtrack is absolutely amazing. He is starred in, I want to say, what, 2 games so far? 3 games. He is starred in 3 games: Final Fantasy VII, Crisis Core, and the Kingdom Hearts trilogy, 1 and 2. Both he's extremely difficult to beat and unnecessary as fuck. We'll get into that on the later. That's for a later.
That's another time.
That's another time. What makes him unique to me is that he's able to empower his blade to Muramasa, and he's able to shoot, like, I guess, energy waves, like what they can do, but continuously. He can do that with will. He has a move that basically sends you to the promised land. He basically super stabs you, basically drives his Muramasa straight down into you as he's going. Then, just like Madara, he can summon meteorites.
I was like, the most I know of Sephiroth is what I can do with.
Forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, people forgot about that part. Right?
That part.
Then, what makes him his other ability is really unique to me because he get it basically after we call him falling from grace. And you don't normally see this after unless you like kill him pretty much. It's also in Final Fantasy VII. It's also the second boss. Final Fantasy VII. After you defeat him the first time, he basically awakens.
Okay.
Which is what they refer to like grace, falling from heaven, whatever. He becomes the one-winged angel.
Oh.
That is where also his soundtrack becomes a lot more evil. He became flight ability. He gets even more stronger. He's able to cast a whole lot more repertoire of spells and I guess magic. Not spells, but magic because Final Fantasy VII.
Just cause Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII. Even while he's in this madness state, he still contains his level-headed and cool-headedness because of his god complex.
Okay.
And basically, he just wanted to destroy the world and rule it. And he believes that that's what Gaia wanted to do. So he just following the will of Mother.
Okay.
I fucks with it.
I ain't gonna lie, when you said Sephiroth,
Yeah.
I immediately was like, "Oh, thank God that was in round one, because that would beat down Flamingo right there."
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I normally lose. It's sauciness,
Flamingo,
but
sauce.
Definitely the Sephiroth. But I think I'm gonna give it a good fight.
Okay.
Okay.
What you got, Ray?
This is a reoccurrence with me. We're gonna go with Gilgamesh from Fate Stay
Oh
Night.
my God! Here we go. Here we fucking go, bro.
This nigga be sucking
This nigga suck
Gilgamesh,
his
bro.
dick, bro.
Dog, I don't give four
This nigga-
fucks.
Gilgamesh senpai.
Gilgamesh Senpai. I need to create a D&D character off of Gilgamesh Senpai.
Man, fuck y'all niggas. Y'all.
This nigga love.
Wait, Tone.
You've been watching Fate a lot too,
Tone.
haven't you?
I have not been watching. I know you ain't talking about D&D characters being created.
You know, I can't even be mad about it. I can't be mad about it because my number
My
one.
D&D character is created off of somebody that's not even relevant because I don't bring him up in our podcast at all.
No,
I
look,
really
y'all
can't.
pick the topics. It ain't my fault.
I really
Y'all
can't
keep.
Still would not be
I can't
relevant.
be mad at Ray though because my number one is like I brought him up multiple
So
times.
do you have a D&D character off of him?
No, not yet.
But would you?
I have an Elden Ring character based off.
You're
him.
just
See, Tone, you just
despicable.
you just need to get with the program.
I'm not getting with the program for shit. Fuck y'all.
This shit's fun, and it wasn't the character that I made in D&D wasn't based off of Gilgamesh. He just had Gilgamesh's power.
No, he wanted to do it, but respectfully so.
No.
The DM was like, hell no.
No, he gave me his power. He gave me
To
literally.
the full extent.
Well, of course not. Of course not. No, it wasn't close
It
enough.
wasn't even close enough.
But
it was like one, it was
I
like
had
one
the
out of-
ability.
like 1 out of 5.
So, all right, I'll get into Fate. My man Gilgamesh
For
was.
the millionth time. I'm kidding. Continue.
I'm even tired of y'all
I'm kidding.
niggas.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You see,
I don't
y'all
know
see
why
what I
I'm
gotta
doing
deal
on
with.
You, neither.
You see this? You see this fake shit? This fake shit?
I feel bad.
These niggas is
too,
fake.
because continue. Stop it.
Man, fuck you. But no, Gilgamesh is. Put it like this. There are maybe 2 to 3 people in the entire Fate series that can wax him.
Yeah, no, he actually, I'm talking all that shit. He's OP as fuck.
This man's ability is dumb OP.
Dumb
And
OP.
one of the people that can wax him can only wax him if he gets off his super long chant and sends Gilgamesh into his reality marble. So, I'm going to go in depth on Gilgamesh's abilities. His first ability is the Gates of Babylon. That is his main keynote. That is the golden circles that fire off weapons. What people don't understand about those weapons is those are not regular katanas or regular ass swords or staffs. Those are what is called noble phantasms. If any of y'all that know Fate, noble phantasms are really broken weapons that have hellaciously stupid abilities.
Sword,
Yeah.
such
Yeah,
as
name
Excalibur.
Yeah,
What
like-
is the? There was a sword.
Guy Bull, the polearm guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is Guy. I think it's Guy Bull.
I'm so glad you were just reading my mind.
Yeah,
That
Um,
one Nagatada. I
yes.
think, yeah, the one Nagatada that fucking like super,
so-
like, super stuns almost.
Yeah, he's got that. You know that one sword. He's got Achilles' staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
He's
I
got
was
Chiron's bow.
Yeah.
He's got this one thing called the chains, the Heaven's Chains or whatever, I think. And these things are disgusting, dog. They are virtually unbreakable chains that even Hercules, one of the strongest niggas in the series, couldn't break. So, like, if he wraps you up with them chains, it's a wrap.
This is done.
But, like, what makes him dumb is he can fire off tens, hundreds, if not thousands of these swords at you all at once.
all at once.
And they're all flying at you at like Mach 2 and 3 speed. They're like, when portals appear, you better be running. And you better hope his aim ain't off.
For those of you running about the bows and arrows, yes. Somehow magically the bows are behind the portal already
Yeah.
aimed, and the
Fire,
arrows are
yeah.
shooting out of the portal.
Nope.
So you can't even hit the bow if you want to. There's arrows straight pouring out at you. Which these arrows aren't normal arrows, my nigga.
Right.
He
They're
is,
not or normal.
yeah, he is the,
Plus two
yeah.
sniper
Yup.
fucking homing missile arrows.
Yeah, the only reason this man lost in Unlimited Blade Works. And, yeah, it basically was. It basically was plot.
I was about to say,
I'm
it's
calling
someone,
this plot.
it's someone who's watched the Fate series plot.
It's plot.
So,
Character ability wasn't even that fucking wrong.
oh, man, fuck out of here. Archer's ability is fucking stupid. So, Archer's ability literally counters Gilgamesh. So, offhand, he can summon. Archer ability can summon.
Skin gang.
Yeah, he can summon weapons directly into his hand that he can create, that he knows, and he can enhance them. Well, that works really nice when you got a man just throwing spears at you.
Right.
So, also, if he gets off this super long chant and sends you into his reality marble, which is his noble phantasm, he can do the same thing Gilgamesh can do, but faster. Yeah. You don't.
Anything you can do, I can do that.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly how Gilgamesh lost. Is because he got sucked into this reality marble where his ability was just useless.
Although I understand about Archer's ability, I still just
That chant is too long to realistically get it off every time fighting Gilgamesh.
He's amped. The chant is too long, and second, you can still overpower him even if he.
Oh, yeah.
Even if
He is saucy though.
He is saucy, but even if he can enhance the weapons, he can grab the weapons. That is too many weapons flying
Yeah.
at him. That's why.
That's what I'm saying.
He lost the plot.
Yeah, Gilgamesh lost the plot,
Is-
and
Archer is cool. He ain't all that.
I don't know. I lie.
Archer was pretty fire.
Archer's fire as fuck. I don't know about you. Hey, that's you. You crazy.
I thought Archer was that nigga.
He is that
In
nigga.
my mind, I was like, bro, if I was part of the Holy Grail,
Not one of my favorites.
He-
Not one of my favorites.
he's got-
Not one of my favorites.
It's like, give me Archer, give me Gilgamesh, and I'll feel comfortable. If I don't have Archer or Gilgamesh, I'm probably going to be scared.
There are some other fake characters that do.
Give me Achilles. Achilles is a fucking
I would do
monster.
Archer. Achilles.
Give me Archer, Achilles, or Joan, and I'm set.
Joan's a problem.
Joan,
Joan is a
Gotta go
problem.
Joan. I feel
I
Joan's
tell
a
Joan
problem.
flat out, baby girl, I'm bringing
Oh.
you all the food home, everything else. Just
But-
honey, when it's time to work, work.
I want.
Work it out.
Work out. It's time to work
Work it out.
Oh.
I've seen you yell Excalibur before, honey. Get it done. Get it done.
When it comes to Saucy, I just want to show you one of his iterations.
Yeah.
Saucy,
Yeah.
absolutely saucy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
The man's
I was
dripped.
saying, man,
The man's
I
is
said
dripped.
first, He's got the sauce.
He got the sauce.
He got the sauce.
He not only do he got the sauce, he got the power behind it. And personally, I'm gonna give it to Ray. I really fucking love Gilgamesh's attitude.
Dog, it's cocky, dog.
Yeah, his
It's
confidence
amazing.
is on
His confidence
10.
is great. Like he is the personification of a conqueror
Yeah.
with his attitude, and I love it.
Yeah.
100%.
I want to put this out there. For some reason, my phone is like messing up. Oh wait,
Yes. Fuck up.
Hold on, I'm just gonna do this smart way.
War works, ain't it, Bryce?
Full circle.
Full circle, huh? Full circle.
Nah, we just
Crack on the screen.
wow.
Damn. That's some real hate.
Yeah.
That's
It's
some
some
real
strong
hate. That's some strong hate.
It's some good. I am trying to.
You ain't
See
shit.
this? I'm giving it to you.
That black
bitch.
voodoo right there.
Black voodoo. Hold on. Hold on, chat. They need. Hold on. Do it.
Wow, y'all see this? All right, basically, so I ain't gonna be able to show it to you like off rip just because I don't feel like digging for it. But he's got a his ability, just his outside of his Gates of Babylon, his pure abilities. He has literally you have to scroll through it and on the wiki, on it because they have a battle series. If anyone's ever been to the battle wiki, they give you basically where he stands. And like they'll give you a breakdown of all his abilities, what he has, his most. For Gilgamesh, they had to throw his. They had to basically like, hey, so these are his most known noble phantasms, and this is what they do. But he also has other shit that we just don't know. But yeah, no. Essentially, when it comes to fighting Gilgamesh, if you don't have an answer to his Gates of Babylon and his heaven's chains, his chains of heaven, you don't win. That's why most niggas can't fight him. Period. And he can go across verses and wax people because they can't answer Gates of Babylon.
Very hard to.
He can go and wax just about everybody in Naruto. He can go wax just about everybody in My Hero. He can wax just about everybody in almost every shonen. Yeah. The only two, he definitely isn't waxing anybody in Dragon Ball. He's not waxing anybody in Dragon Ball. Yeah, he'll fuck like Yamcha. He might fuck Krillin up, like some of them niggas. But like the main niggas, he ain't fucking them up.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like there's like 2-3 niggas in Bleach that Gilgamesh probably couldn't fuck with.
Yeah, I was. I'm not well versed enough in Bleach or One Piece.
Very well versed, actually.
From what I hear, Sosuke will give him problems.
I'm gonna be honest
Shinji will give him.
Shinji will definitely give him problems.
I'm very well versed in Bleach.
Yeah.
Most of the niggas in the
a good chunk of the niggas in Bleach.
Yeah.
would give him work.
I was gonna say most of the upper tier
Every
niggas.
captain will give him a
Every captain
problem.
would give him. You
All
gotta
the
remember,
Espadas will give
these
him
are half
problems.
gods. These are demigods, bro.
Gilgamesh is a demigod as well.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Right,
that's what I'm saying. Like
These are like
these, like
on par.
The
with
one,
Yeah.
the one captain that I could honestly say Gilgamesh would probably wax is probably Kenpachi, and that's if that. Listen to me, hear me out, and that's if Kenpachi didn't have his Bankai, and it's solely because that nigga Kenpachi is so retarded. He'd go in there just like I'll get shanked a couple times, not knowing that all of the shit has everything he gets touched with has an ornament on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he'll go in there and blindly get himself fucked up, but every other captain,
Yeah.
Gilgamesh would walk
body
over
him.
him. Gilgamesh
Yeah.
would walk over Kenpachi only because the intelligence.
He's
part.
retarded.
He's
Yeah.
fucking retarded.
That's it.
I will say, Gilgamesh also does have superhuman intelligence.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying.
He's also an He's also an accomplished mage.
Yeah, Kenpachi
Yeah.
is like really low tier intelligence,
Yeah.
but every other captain is incredibly
So
smart.
like this is
So that's where I would put him. As I would put him in the upper tiers of Bleach.
Okay.
That's where I would put him in like power system wise.
100% agree. 100% agree. He's up there.
I'm not gonna say who he'd beat, who he wouldn't beat because I don't know Bleach enough. But from what I do know of Bleach, he's definitely in the upper tiers of Bleach. You good?
Would you consider him Planet Buster since he's demigod?
He's not a planet buster in the sense. Are you good?
Yeah, no, I'm watching the thing. It was just spiking a lot.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's not so much a planet buster as in he can just blow up a planet like Dragon Ball or like Naruto status, but he could wax a planet.
Oh, that's
Yeah, he could just him himself. He could wax a planet. Because you throw him in like My Hero, that whole planet is a problem. That whole planet is at risk.
It's gonna lock up if you don't get the kickstand now.
So like, I would put him planetary level, and in some aspects of just pure one-on-one fighting, he is higher than planetary because his reaction speed is up there with like the Flash and like Superman. That's his reaction speed. His reaction speed is crazy.
Crazy as fuck.
So you're not sneaking him. You're not catching him with any crazy stuff either.
Can't believe this nigga lost the plot.
Yeah, he straight lost the plot. But yeah, no, that's my nigga Gilgamesh. He's my number 2. He's just my favorite. He's just one of my favorite villains. He's a must. He went a little crazy, but yeah.
I give him 2 stars for Black MC Air Force. He gets 2 stars.
I'd put him at 1. I wouldn't.
Prestige 2.
I wouldn't. See, my problem.
Second prestige.
My problem with putting him that high, I wouldn't put him that high. Not 2. What's the max stars? 3. Yeah, I wouldn't put him at 2. I'd put him at 1.
Really?
Yeah, because he definitely is Black Air Force energy, but he, in my opinion, he don't have that straight dog in him. Everything is calculated with him.
I said Gilgamesh
Okay, that's
isn't
fair.
a Black
That's
Air
fair.
Force nigga, but
He's definitely Black Air Force. He's just, I wouldn't put him like, if we're, yeah, I wouldn't put him at a
I
high
wouldn't
tier.
put him at the round table.
Yeah, he's not at the round
He
table.
at the round table. He's at accounting on the bottom floor.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's at accounting on the bottom.
yeah, because he's definitely,
He pushes paperwork.
I feel it. Okay.
he's too, and that's my problem, is to be like in the upper tiers of Black Air Force energy, you gotta have that dog in you.
Right.
Like the biggest weakness he has is niggas being able to hang with him. Like that's his biggest weakness. Hey, if you can hang with Gilgamesh, like through his gates of Babylon and through all of his magic bullshit, you're probably gonna win.
Right. You just gotta hang in there long enough.
Yeah, that's the problem. You just have to hang in there.
That's definitely fair.
Especially if he doesn't have the immediate answer through one of his noble phantasms.
Yep.
So that would be my thing. I'd give him a 1-star Black Air Force energy.
Okay.
He's in there, but he's too calculated to be thing. Vandal, he's 2-star. Vandal's definitely
For the
2-star.
viewers that want to know what the
say,
stars mean, so you have regular Black Star, regular Black Force.
That's your 1-star.
That's your 1-star.
You got Prestige 2, and then you got nigga. What the fuck is going on with your
Round
Yeah.
table type. shit.
Yeah, three stars is your round table.
Yep.
Three-star round table niggas. Round table niggas do not care.
Yeah,
They don't give a
they
fuck.
is
They don't give a fuck about the plot. They don't give a
put it like
fuck
this.
about your reputation.
Put it
They
like
fuck
this.
Where you are on the totem pole.
We're putting like these is your niggas like Kid Buu, your Madaras,
Yujiro Hanma.
Yujiro. Yep, these is your niggas who do not care
Escanor.
about their actions.
Right.
Even I would say Escanor, even
Escanor
and
is definitely
good
true,
nigga like
because his
and
height,
he,
when it's
Right.
daytime, he don't give a fuck.
yeah, I was like, because even like good niggas can be high, in them super high tiers. In my opinion, Batman is a 3-star Black Air Force energy. Fuck around and test him if you want.
So you want me to be honest?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Bratman breaks his off tables for 3-star. I feel like he breaks it only because his older version is Barbados and he's a god. So if
Yeah.
you go back to his origin, Batman is technically a god.
I'm talking to Bruce Wayne Batman. Bruce Wayne Batman. Nah, it's fine.
He said,
It's
it's fine.
What Moida? What Moida? He never hurt nobody.
Oh, but like you got your John Stewart Green Lantern. He's definitely. Actually, I don't think I put him 3 stars. He's 2 stars. Never mind. Never mind. He's a 2-star.
Thank
Yeah.
God we got
No,
Jalen
yeah,
out. I know
no.
he caught that because I was like,
No,
this,
no,
and
no,
I was
no.
like,
No, all right, my bad. He would be John Stewart would be 2-star. I'll give him
Okay.
2-star.
all right.
I'll say this: it is very rare for the black guy.
Black guy.
Yeah. Hal Jordan ain't even in the room, dog. He ain't even
I
in.
had to remember who he was first.
Yeah, no, Hal Jordan ain't even in the room. Now Kyle, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That nigga Kyle, he's 3-star Black Air Force
Who?
energy. Kyle, he's a Green Lantern that don't nobody really talk about, but
I think I would.
he's the one that he held all 5 of the colored rings.
That nigga goated.
Yeah, that nigga's got 3-star Black Air Force energy.
Talking about who the one who I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he became the White Lantern. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
no, yeah, that nigga.
Alright.
Yeah, that nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I was sitting here like,
Yeah, yeah, no, Kyle.
I'm not White Lantern. Oh.
Yeah, that man's got the 3-star. He was about that life. He was always there for it. But yeah, no, it's very rare for humans, or not humans, for heroes to get to the 3-star Black Air Force energy, because to be a hero or to be a good guy, you gotta think about the people.
You gotta give a fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, you gotta
So it's very rare. That's why Escanor gets it, just because of his sheer cocky levels.
Yep.
Put him at that 3-star where he's like, "What's up?
Yeah.
Literally don't give a fuck.
I'll test you."
Don't give a fuck.
Like, to give you an example, like Meliodas and Bond, they're in the 7 Deadly Sin universe. They're only like 2-star, and I'd say Bond's at 2, Meliodas is at 1.
Really? I give Bond 1. Yeah,
Bond's at 1.
Bond down there with.
You say Bond's at 1?
Bond's at 1.
And the only reason
Don't get me wrong, Bond do work, but Bond's not, in my opinion, out of the 7 Deadly Sins. I consider fucking Gother more of a threat.
I would
than
say the
Bond.
only reason
Whoa.
he's even in the Black
Yeah.
Force energy to me
Gother,
is because
and I'm really surprised you don't feel the same way.
I know.
I'm really,
Gother's a problem. Don't get
Gother's
me
a
wrong.
fucking issue.
Because if you can't resist his mental fuck arounds, yeah, you're fucked. But
I got personal beef with Bond, so
I have a feeling I
as
know
a nigga
why.
who assembled the table, Bond got to stay on the first floor. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna put him. I put him in the second tier, on the second floor,
Can't see it now.
just because
No.
one,
Nigga can't get promoted up.
he's always about that life.
Because two out of the 3 bosses don't want him on the second floor.
I'm sorry, bro.
Well, where do y'all put Meliodas then?
I'll put Meliodas on the second
You
floor.
put him on the. See, I put him on the first.
I'll put Meliodas on the second floor.
You want me to be
Granted,
honest? I put almost the only two
Now, I'll say
making
this.
it to the second floor. Escanor.
Escanor's on the third, dog.
We're at the round table, nigga.
Escanor is at the
Escanor
third.
is at the round table.
Only one, in my personal opinion, is going to be Gunther. Is going to be Gunther.
So see,
See,
Gunther-
And that's
so
my-
see,
at round
See,
Here's
two.
my
what I-
problem with putting him that high is it's his attitude.
so hear me out. Right,
It's
so
his
I agree.
attitude.
I agree.
Because his
When he was
attitude
talking
isn't
all
fuck
that-
around and find out. His attitude is, oh,
I'll
what's
do it,
this
whatever.
dude? He's
Yeah.
like, oh, what's this? He's just be
when
fucking
he-
around.
When he was fucking with all them niggas in the trash pit, and he
Mm-hmm.
was just like, "Oh, whether I would have done it or not, it wouldn't have changed the outcome." Bro, that shit, like the shit that comes out of that nigga's mouth is so fucking wild. I can't put that nigga on the second
Mm-hmm.
floor.
So here's
But
the reason.
his ability, he's high up on the
Yeah.
first floor.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's the reason I'm putting
Oh,
him
yeah.
second floor. Not only is his ability is fucking well, if you actually
See,
really
that's why I like Bond. That's why I think his ability is better than Gother's.
Bond fucking with a little ass girl that looked just like Lee.
Okay,
Look just
okay.
like Meliodas.
I ain't talking
Look
about
just
that.
like Meliodas.
Hold up now. Hold up
nigga,
now.
We got principles in this round table. We got principles out
Hold
here.
up.
I didn't want to say it.
I'm not going to accept that shit. If someone
Hold
who
up.
built this table, I'm not dealing with
I
that.
didn't want to say that.
As
Okay.
someone who has partnership,
That is
I'm
fair.
not dealing with that.
That is fair. And I'm choosing to just look at him, the fighter, not him, the person.
right. So as a fighter,
As a person, he could get thrown out. He needs to get thrown. As a fighter,
that's why he's
the
not on the
ability,
second floor. Though.
the
That's why I keep
ability,
him in there.
the ability to half your opponents of power
Right.
and add it to yourself is crazy.
Now let me ask you something. In all the fights Bonds had,
There is no
besides-
known resistance to it. That's the
besides-
problem.
Besides that white-haired shorty, I can't remember her name. It was a dude name too. She was one of the knights, and she came at Bond. And she ended up falling in love with him.
Yeah, Jericho,
yeah. Shout out Jericho. But no,
I feel bad
Jericho-
for her.
Yeah. Oh my god, bro.
We don't talk about
Bro, Jericho. Nah, fuck that.
That's-
Jericho was fighting that bitch, and he was like, "Why don't you love him?" And I was like, "Bond."
Bond,
Bro,
she's
there is-
right
There
there.
is a baddie right in front of you
There.
that is legal age and can throw hands, and she is fighting you, and you're gonna protect this lolly bitch that look like yo cat.
The lolly bitch is older than Bond.
Bitch is
She
older.
look like
She's-
Meliodas. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. When we edit this, when we edit this,
Bond to be gay.
when we edit this, we're gonna cut.
Dog, did you see his outfit? I thought he was gay from the start.
That nigga, bro.
Dog.
Yeah, all that leather. Now we're gonna pull up Meliodas. We're gonna pull up whatever the fuck her name is. Tell me them two hoes don't look alike. Tell me that.
I mean, they kind of do.
They do
Kinda.
not. Kinda. Meliodas birthed her, bro.
Dog,
She came
I was
from
about to say,
Meliodas' nuts.
she straight up looked like either Meliodas' little sister or Meliodas' daughter.
We got way off topic.
We got way off topic. But I had finished up on Gilgamesh.
Oh yeah.
It's you. Your second.
Oh, all right. So my second. All right. So my second. He's on the first floor of the round table, but
Oh, so like
no,
very
the
very
first-
bottom of the third floor,
no,
or
so he's
first?
high up on the first floor.
Okay,
He's
okay.
a 1-star, but he's high up, and I put him up there because of nostalgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nostalgia purposes. Shout out Team 4-star because they did a great job with him.
Oh,
Dr. Gero
yeah.
from Dragon Ball
Okay.
and Dragon Ball Z
I need to know the reasons why.
and
Dog, that
fun
nigga.
fact-
Yeah,
fun
no,
fact,
he's correct.
Dragon Ball
I need to know the
GT.
reasons why.
Which a lot of niggas forget about that. Yeah. So besides the fact, the one reason that I wanted to bring up Gero out of obviously all the possible niggas,
I don't really
out
know
of-
much about his backstory.
out of Dragon Ball.
Jero's
So,
crazy.
Gero goes all the way back to the original Dragon Ball series.
Red Ribbon Army.
Yes, he was the origin. Yes, he was one of the original founders of the Red Ribbon Army, and he designed all of the weaponry and created the first androids to service the Red Ribbon Army. But the reason why he built androids specifically was because mechs would be captured by the enemies and then be reused, where androids had their own free will and they did as they pleased. So even if the enemies would capture them, they'd be like, "They gonna do what the fuck you want, nigga? Psych." And then which look at what he's created. I was about to say his rap sheet. His rap sheet here is fucking ridiculous. Android 8, 9, and then he had a fucking grace period where he didn't do nothing, or he like had dementia and he just forgot what number he was on. Fucking 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 33, 44, 55, 76. Like,
There were some ridiculous androids. I ain't gonna lie.
on top of turning himself into an android. You know what I'm saying? So, but Dr. Flap, which is another doctor in the Dragon Ball series. He's actually in one of the short movies. But him and Dr. Gero were in charge of making the first android, which was Android 8. Dr. Flap and Gero were colleagues in charge of the Red Ribbon Army android development program, and they didn't really have the Red Ribbon. Like, no one really had a desire for the androids except for Gero. Like, that was like
Yeah, that was his pride and
Gero's
joy.
main thing. Yeah, and then
Oh, also he created Cell.
yeah. I was about to say, yeah, Andy created Cell. But it was revealed in GT that he dreamed of replacing the entire human race with artificial beings, even before Goku defeated the Red Ribbon Army.
Oh wow,
Like, that was
that part
was
I didn't
his-
know.
Yeah,
That
so
I really didn't know.
yeah, so that was his end goal from the cusp. And after the Red Ribbon Army was defeated by Goku, Dr. Gero went into hiding, which was the same laboratory that we see him run to in North City in Dragon Ball Z, right? Once, the time skip with Trunks and all that fun shit, right? And in that lab, he was trying to create an ultimate fighting machine that he wound up calling Magneta, and it used the extremely intelligent tracking device disguised as a ladybug, right? So that ladybug, he used that to pretty much watch Goku after Goku destroyed the Red Ribbon Army, and it was the 22nd World Martial Art Tournament. From that point on, every fight that Goku went through, Dr. Gero analyzed it and had record of it, and he used those records of it to build his android.
Including the Namek fights.
Alright, so so off just from his intelligence alone and his planning alone, I want to push him through to 2-star.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Because he's got that
takes
petty.
A lot.
Here's the problem.
So here's the thing.
But
He didn't
that's
see
just
Namek.
one small thing.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Oh no, yeah, he didn't see
Yeah,
Namek.
he didn't see Namek. The what he saw of Goku's ability was Vegeta. Right. So he actually got taken completely by surprise
With Vegeta.
with like the Super Saiyan and all that, because he didn't know that any of that shit happened on Namek. During that time, though, Goku was having his heart attacks. So Goku got bodied by 19, right? Which was the little Asian chubby one.
Yeah.
Right? Which, that's a fun fact for later that I'll tell you guys about. But then Vegeta came and fucking waxed it. Yeah.
I will say this. Here's my problem with. I don't want to put him in the second one.
Okay.
Almost.
Yeah, just because of how Vegeta did him.
That's what I was just gonna get to that, but I mean, we can speak about it. We know how Vegeta did him.
How Vegeta did Jiro?
we know
Yeah,
how Vegeta
because of how Vegeta did Jiro and almost basically turned him into a little bitch in the end.
Yeah.
I can't put him at the second level, but he's definitely up there in the first level because of how he did Yamcha.
He's like if Mufasa got
Bruh. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, yeah. So see, but like
How he ran down on Yamcha was uncalled for.
the level of pettiness, right? The fact that he was able to create Cell, androids, have all that shit, and then yep.
How he ran down on Yamcha was
How he just
uncalled.
ran,
How he
bro.
ran down on Yamcha was fucking
Shout! I cannot shout these niggas out enough. Shout out Team 4 Stars.
Yep.
They did it. They did it so perfectly. Where they just grabbed.
Just-
he just grabbed Yamcha by the face, and he was like, "Son Goku, I'm gonna take my revenge forthwith." And this nigga Yamcha was screaming. He was like, "I'm not Goku. I'm not Goku." And this nigga Jiro was like, "Forthwith," and just Chidori'd this nigga. And I was like, "Bruh, why Yamcha?"
Dog, because Yamcha has to get done dirty, dog.
Him and Krillin, dog. Him and
I
Krillin.
don't understand why Krillin. Krillin is actually really cool.
He's
Krillin?
cool.
They still shit on Krillin. I don't understand.
Krillin, in my opinion,
Strongest
is,
human on Earth.
yeah, he's the strongest human on Earth, in my opinion.
He is. No,
Yeah,
he
he
is.
is.
Yeah.
Like,
Up until the next few years. When Oob starts coming out, he's gonna take that throne.
When Oob comes out, yeah.
Yeah, he's already been showcased in the manga a little bit.
Is Oob canon now?
Yeah. He's in the manga. He's been referenced in the anime, but in Super, but he hasn't come out in the manga yet. Or in the manga, I won't do any crazy spoilers, but Oob had a small part to play, and not Moro. He had a small part to play with Moro.
That should have been the most recent
Nah.
bad guy.
There's one guy after Moro. Yeah, his name is like Serial, some shit.
But this is some
Yeah, no,
fun
Super's
facts.
like 2 or 3 arcs ahead of us.
Some of the fun facts I'm gonna do about Jiro real quick. But one fun fact, obviously I made the comment that he is in GT, right? So Dr. Miyu, the guy that made Baby, right? The
Yeah.
original Himothy of GT, right? He worked with Jiro in Hell, and that is how we got Super 17.
Yeah.
Because they originally
I forgot about that. fact.
they originally were trying to make a Hellfighter 17, and they fused a Machine Mutant with Android 17, and it just created Super 17. Which, so the nigga's got a little bit of bet. He works with others pretty well. You
Yeah.
know, he can still create some problems.
Definitely why you see placed in that high.
Oh, he's definitely high tier because he can get done. If he gets the jump on you, he's doing you dirty.
Right, he's
He's gonna do you dirty. But we can't put him any higher because
he is low key a lackey. Yeah,
he's a lackey who can get bitched out.
by Widow Peak.
That-
Sanchez,
yeah. In my opinion, at bare minimum to be your second to hit that second floor, you can't get bitched out.
Can't get bitched out at all.
Or if you do get bitched out, you got to come back. You got to come back on something
That comeback
fierce.
have to be strong.
Yeah, that comeback has got to be fierce.
So,
Who-
another fun fact. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I
go ahead.
interrupt you. Another fun fact. Android 19, so the white chubby one, right? That Vegeta first bodied. Jiro actually considered that to be his closest android, and that was actually the android that helped turn Jiro into an android. Which a lot of people don't like, unless you really do your fact checking, because the
Yep.
show doesn't talk about it. The show just
Android 19 is a
just-
joke, dog.
Yeah, Jiro
Like,
just says that he turned himself into an android.
He
and they
really
don't-
didn't.
and they don't speak on
Yeah,
it.
18 or 19 helped.
Yeah,
him.
19. Yeah, 19. Since 19 was his right hand, he had 19 do it.
Mm-hmm.
So he programmed 19 for that purpose, and then just gave him that sole trust, which I thought that was really fucking wild, because Android 16, right,
Mm-hmm.
is a representation of his dead son.
Yeah.
I would immediately assume you would give that responsibility to 16.
He probably saw the haywire in 16. At 16 just wasn't quite there.
Okay.
And was like, I can't trust you with this. My sole purpose is to get Goku's ass. And you looking real flaky at times.
He didn't give a fuck.
Look, Grant,
So-
when he first showed up, that's all he wanted was Goku's ass. But if you see, he was also interested in other shit.
Other shit, driving,
Mm-hmm.
clothes shopping, music.
So, and my last fun fact about Jiro is his name, right? So, Dragon Ball, we all know how, like, they
The
put puns
Yeah.
on people's names, like the Saiyans have vegetables, right? Cooler's the brother of Freezer. Or, yeah, Cooler's the brother of Freezer, right? So, all that shit. So, Jiro is usually the sound effect affiliated with vomiting in Japanese manga.
What the fuck?
Though it's also used to reference the croaking of frogs and toads, but appropriately, it's also a prefix used in the English medical terminology to reference old age.
Okay.
And Jiro is an old, leathery-looking nigga.
He really is.
With that being said, though, we got to talk about that. That nigga is saucy. Like, that nigga, bro, the nigga's fit.
I don't know.
Bro,
I don't know if I can give
listen,
him that.
that fit for the time was fire.
I never fucked with either one of their fits,
That
dog.
fit was cold. The white one I didn't care for, but Jiro's I was like, hey, this nigga look tough. This nigga Jiro,
I'll be
like,
honest,
he
it
finna
was-
do a nigga dirty.
I couldn't figure out if he was going to go. My biggest problem is I couldn't figure out if he was about to go, like, be a general in the military or go to a ball. I couldn't figure out which one, dog. His fit, it did not set with me, dog.
But yeah, I say I put Jiro first floor, 1 star, but high up.
I can sit there.
I can sit there.
Yeah. I can't give him the sauce. My sauce vote goes to Sephiroth.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, because
I gotta give it to Giglemesh, right? Like Giglemesh.
I would love to.
Giglemesh do got some sauce, but man, that nigga
Guess it
Sephiroth.
comes down to me,
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
that nigga Sephiroth really is it too.
He's got that emo card playing for him, and it's playing too hard, dog. That's what gives it to me. It's like that one-winged angel. You got the fact that his theme adds to the sauce. That's why I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
I want to put Gilgamesh ahead of Sephiroth.
I'll
but-
give you that.
I want to pick Gilgamesh so bad.
I'll give you that.
I want to pick him so bad because when he brought Gilgamesh, even as I talk so much shit about what you would Gilgamesh, that nigga raw.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk
as
about the
fuck.
different variants of Giglemesh.
Oh yeah.
Like, every new Fate series that they do with Giglemesh, like he
That's
he
something
don't
I was going to bring. up.
like he
That's
never
the reason why
lacking.
I
Like
can't.
that's why I gave it to him. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like he's never
Yeah.
lacking. He always on his shit.
His
every series.
his only L is that he died due to overexhaustion.
right.
That's it. Couldn't
How
nobody
many
take.
niggas we know do that.
Mind you, there were gods trying to kill him, and he.
We know niggas at the round table to do that.
Yeah.
Right. We know 3-star niggas that do it.
I'll have to give it to my final vote is gonna go to Gilgamesh.
Okay.
All right. So
Gilgamesh will take the dub on that one. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I respect that.
I wasn't expecting you to bring Gilgamesh to the table when I brought Self.
I didn't either.
I wasn't
I
expecting
didn't
that.
either.
Yeah, Gilgamesh got it over Sephiroth only because I'm sorry, he's just a way more cooler villain.
That's fair.
This is a way more cooler villain in my opinion. He's just
That's fair.
cocky.
Oh, I
he's
agree.
more outspoken.
I agree. He's a cooler villain, but when it comes to sauce, I'm gonna give Sephiroth
When
it.
it comes to level of intimidation,
And when it comes to level of
I give it to
I'ma give it
Sephiroth
to
all
Sephiroth
day.
all day.
but when it comes to sauce,
When it
me
comes to-
personally,
I'm going to give it to Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
I am going.
Giglemesh has had too many reprints, and
Because
the nigga's saucy every time.
Yeah.
Gilgamesh,
Dog, even his casual fit was saucy.
Right.
He will, he will casually say, "I'm about to fuck you up," and finessely
fuck you up.
in the process.
Like that's.
I mean, you
nigga
see
dripping in
you
it.
see Sephiroth, you already know what time it is.
Right, you
know
see
what time it
Sephiroth,
is.
bro. You hear the music in the distance. You know what
You
walking
know,
into.
we know what
Right.
time it is. You see this.
You
nigga
could be out for a
Gilgamesh.
cup of tea, yeah. And Giglemesh can just roll up in his nice super fit. You'll be like, damn, bro, who this blonde haired supermodel nigga walking up on me? And he gonna be like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, and you can't do a fucking thing.
You know who Gilgamesh is? Y'all remember Boondocks? He's the white kid, the white bully that punched
Butch
him.
Magnus.
Took
Butch
his
Magnus.
shit
Yep.
and asked for it later.
I'm Butch
That's
Magnus.
Gilgamesh.
What you
That
eat?
is Gilgamesh right there. What you eat? Give me this. Can I have this?
Let me ride your bike.
That
Yo.
is good. That is like the perfect representation. He's just
Gilgamesh is Butch Magnus.
100% just. As much as I love
That's great.
Sephiroth, Dark Emo will always get bullied over loud, outspoken.
outspoken, real nigga.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that's fair.
100%. It will always happen.
So all right, now that we got first and seconds here, now we gonna get some. Now this is where the spice comes in. This is some of our favorite villains.
Oh, yes, sir.
So, I'm gonna start us off. I'm gonna go straight into it. My most favorite villain of all time is going to have to be DC. Most iconic.
Basic ass
Evil.
bitch, dog.
Terrible person.
Side
Huh?
of a dark variety.
Side of the dark, right? Dark side.
Side of a dark variety.
Literally known as, I don't want to fuck his name up. Urax. I probably fucked it up.
You probably did.
Sorry,
Urax.
Urax.
Sorry, DC.
Not many people know about his backstory. If you're a really DC nerd like me and Ray is, you'll know about his backstory.
Basic. Just know this man's being real basic right now. Real basic.
No, new
Hold up.
52 is basic.
Now hold up.
New 52 is basic.
I'm gonna give Darkseid this. Definitely. I ain't gonna complain with that he's up here because man definitely deserves it.
So a little bit more before I go into his two different backgrounds. A little bit more about him. He is a merciless killer who is basically on the same side, on a personality level of Thanos, but just a lot more worse.
He's literally a more evil. He's literally Thanos but evil.
Just evil, just little Thanos. Yeah, little Thanos,
But
evil.
just straight evil. Always about that work.
The conqueror. He is the true conqueror.
Put it
of
like
all
this.
conquerors.
Thanos always has a motive, whether it's the comic book trying to please Death Crazy, or it's this new I'm trying to solve the population control. Fine, whatever. That nigga Darkseid.
Darkseid though is a
Obnoxious.
problem.
He
So-
basically said at birth, my mission is to conquer,
yes.
and that's what I'm gonna do.
So in the old 52,
So he was on.
yes, he was.
So he came out the womb like
Yes.
Yes.
get down to lay down.
So in the old 52, there was like no really. They didn't really describe how he became the evil embodiment that he was in the old 52. They just gave you layouts of the path that happened. So the first path that made him took his first path was in the old 52. He killed his mother Hagar to take control over Apocalypse. Just because he didn't like the shit she was doing. He shouldn't like none of that.
He basically saw Apocalypse can be used as his vessel to conquer the universes. Saw it wasn't being done for that. Decided to use it for that. His mom said no, and she had to die.
Yep. Along with his brother Drax, who is actually the rightful heir of Apocalypse. Darkseid is not the rightful heir of Apocalypse.
He took that bitch by force.
Took that bitch from
Conquer.
yes, he killed Drax.
He said,
and
"What's better than ultimate conquering than apocalypse?
just gonna do it all."
I'll just do it all."
He killed Drax while Drax was trying to unfold the secrets of the what is it, Omega?
It's the infinity equation.
Infinity? No, not that. That was
My bad. That's the anti-life.
That's the anti-life. Omega.
Yeah.
Search whatever. Omega. It's somewhere in here. I know what it is. I know what it is, and I know what it is.
Was he trying to figure out how to do the Omega?
Effect.
Oh, the Omega effect. Okay, yeah.
Omega effect. He killed his brother while his brother was trying to master and unlock the secrets of the Omega Effect. Darkseid wasn't having none of that. He wanted it for himself, so he killed his brother and took the Omega Effect.
Oh.
While this now, I
Now-
want y'all to know, all this is happening basically around the same time. Like these are like literal like months apart. Like this is happening.
Now, can you describe to our fans what the Omega Effect is for those that don't know? The Omega Effect is some shit.
So, the Omega Effect is a strange force of entropy, perhaps a destructive side to the often creative nature of the source. The Omega Effect is basically, I want to say,
Omnipotent.
omnipotent power of source that gives you certain powers, such if you were able to wield it and unlock it, you get powers such as the Omega Beam, which can
One, disintegrate you.
disintegrate you, or two, if it disintegrates you and kills you, it can rebirth you, make you come back to life.
Yep. Or send your ass back in time.
Send your ass back to time, and or five, grant you powers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Omega Beam. Just
Jesus.
yes, just one power. One thing. That's just one power.
Damn.
It
Also, they track.
oh yeah, they track.
Yeah, the Omega Beams track you.
Oh.
The
Also, they're almost as fast as the Flash.
yes.
Oh.
These are just one of
Insta-death.
the abilities that
Yeah.
the Omega Effect gives you. One of the second OB ability, dimensional travel.
Jesus Christ.
So, in the
I can go whenever, kill wherever.
when I say
can't see
you,
it
there's a
coming.
reason I specifically put a plural when I said universes. So in Darkseid's lore in the multiverse, you know how there are multiple copies of everybody, like there are different variants of everything. There's only one Darkseid. That's it's just him. That's why he's not always present, because he's off conquering other universes or other multiverses.
Jesus.
Not multiverse. He's conquering other universes in the multiverse.
Yes.
For those of y'all that don't know, my favorite storyline is Earth 2.
Yes.
That is my favorite DC storyline.
Yes.
And
Yes.
for those of y'all that want to watch it or want to read it but don't want to track it down, 'cause it's a fucking
We will
huge.
leave a description.
I'm going to leave a link to a man's video. His name is Comic Storian. He does full comic book reads, and like he like paraphrases a little bit, but he'll like do an entire storyline. Highly suggest y'all read it or get hip to that man. That man is crazy good, very talented. Give some ups to him, but he has the full Earth 2 storyline, and my fucking god, that shit is crazy. Basically, what it is Earth 2 went off from regular Earth because Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman they were the first three heroes. Nobody else, there weren't really too many heroes out right now. Apocalypse came. Justice Society, Justice League, they weren't formed yet. It was just them three. And them three were able to single-handedly fight off Apocalypse and push him back.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Here's the thing. Superman died. Wonder Woman died. Batman got lost. No, I think Batman died as well.
No, you talking about no. Batman got used. He got put on the other chair.
Oh yeah, Batman got put on the chair.
Mobius chair.
The Morbius chair.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Superman. He upgrades.
we ain't gonna talk about it. Superman's a spoiler.
Okay.
Superman is a
Okay.
huge
Superman is Superman.
what happens to Superman is we're just gonna say he
What happened to
dies.
Superman was petty.
We're just gonna say he dies.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say he
He
dies.
fucking
Okay.
dies. Ain't no Superman. He fucking
Okay.
dies.
What happens to him is a spoiler, and yeah, no, he's wild. Then, Huntress, Batgirl and Supergirl at the time, they get sucked into a portal and go to a different Earth. That's how we get Power Girl and Huntress, and the Earth 2 storyline. They're gone. So then they repeal Darkseid, and then everything's going back to Earth. Superheroes are starting to reform again, are starting to come back, and Darkseid comes again. But this time you don't have Superman, Batman, or Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Have fun with that.
He don't give a fuck.
And Darkseid is mad
Nope, to fact.
because he got repelled. Like it's now petty. It's now a personal vengeance because he got repelled.
Note the fact at this point he is now bringing upon Paradooms.
Yeah,
My bad, Paradooms.
yeah, Paradoon.
Paradooms.
So I ain't gonna. That's all I'm gonna say.
I ain't gonna
Go
explain what
watch it,
Paradooms are. Y'all gotta
please.
Just
Watch it.
Just watch it. In the old 52, note the fact that also along his backstory with killing his mother, how he killed his mother was he had his, I want to say, son do it. Now I know what y'all thinking. This nigga Darkseid had a son. Yes.
That man's got many
I was
children.
gonna say, I don't know if you peeped me. I turned around. I was like,
Oh yeah, he's got a few children.
Okay.
But this one is a little bit particular because this was from his first love.
Yup.
His first love, which is all revolves around the same time of why he killed his mom for two reasons. One reason, to go to Apocalypse, of course. Second reason is because his mom felt like the woman he was married to was doing some damage to Darkseid. Darkseid wasn't having none of that, so he had his son poison his mom. Without no remorse, no fucks given.
oh,
None. And then because of, now I forgot an important fact, that only because that happened because the mom killed his wife. Killed his wife. Forgot that important fact. With that being said, after that, he just gave up on love for the rest of his life and only solely focused on conquering. That is the old 52.
his villain arc.
I'm not too familiar with his new
I
iteration,
got the new iteration.
but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere along that lines.
Nope.
Oh, it's different?
At New 52 origin, as a mud grubber on his home planet, Euxis despised the old gods, feeling they cared little about him and his people. Enraged by another old god rampaging through his village, Euxis traveled the sacred mountain where the old gods slept. As they
Oh, yep, I know about this. Yep.
He whispered into all of the ears of the old gods, causing them to turn on each other. They clashed, and as they was weakened by battle, he killed them one by one. Absorbing all of their great powers, Eurycus was then transformed into Darkseid. His appearance was altered and outwardly he showed a rocky and grayish appearance. Armor began to wrap around his body, covering his body and head. His beard was covered and no longer had brown hair.
Now, mind you, when he says old guys, he's also talking about Wonder Woman's mother.
Yes, he slayed them all.
The only one that survived was Ares.
The only one that was survived was Ares. Little bit of unique facts about this nigga I think is cool. I'll just be honest. The Omega effect.
Yeah, the Omega effect.
effect.
The Omega effect is the Omega beams is his most powerful thing from the Omega effects, and just those alone are damn near hard as hell to stop.
Yep, and apart from having, I forgot a third ability you have. Apart from having Omega beams and dimensional travel, he has complete control. Let me make sure I say this right. He has complete control over matter and energy manipulation. And for those of you who are nerds and scientists, y'all know exactly what that means.
Mm-hmm.
All energy, force, kinetic, and all that stuff, controlled. Fire, electricity, all that is made with it, controlled. Broken. He also has telekinesis.
Okay.
Apart from all of that,
Okay.
later on in the series with Darkseid, he also obtains the Source Code.
It's the anti-life equation.
Anti-life equation.
It's DC's version of the Infinity Stones. If whoever gets the anti-life equation, it's a wrap. They're a problem. They need to be dealt with. Good luck trying.
Absolutely good. He was created by Jack Kirby back in 1970. Fun fact: his first appearance was in Superman's Pals by Jimmy Olsen, issue 134.
Oh, okay.
And he is 100% my favorite villain of all time.
Where would you rate him? Yep, I was about to say.
Three. If there was, I'd say I want him to be able to break.
When you said that in my mind, I was like, "There's no question."
Oh yeah, there's no question.
I want him to be able to break past 3, but unfortunately, there's already someone in DC that's already better than him. That
Yeah.
already broke past 3. That's on the next episode I'm going to talk
Okay. I was about to say because we should devote an episode to just completely talking about just about the level system and all yeah.
But
We should talk about like stuff like that next episode. But no, my final guy.
What you got? Man? I need to hear this. This is what I was more anticipating.
My final guy. Jordan will love me for this because me and him share this. My nigga, Dr. Doom. He gets hold in live action all the time. This man has never had a good live action.
I mean, you just broke this game.
I don't know who Doctor Doom is. Oh, Dr.
You
Doom
know
from
who?
Fantastic
Yeah,
Four.
yeah, you know who he is. Hold up now.
Okay,
Hold up.
Before you even get into
Hold.
where is he standing at? Where is he standing at?
Dr.
Where
Doom.
do you put him at? Yeah,
Oh, he's three. He's three off rip.
Really? Okay.
He's three. He's not.
I want to put him over 3 because the shit he do, bro. Oh my.
I want to put him over 3 as
See,
well.
like, that's the thing,
Here's
like,
the problem.
There's not a lot of anime characters that go above 3.
Yeah, here.
Fewer than DC and Marvel.
That's fair. That's fair. There are fewer DC and there are certain iterations in DC and Marvel.
Thing about anime.
Because even Doctor Doom, he has an iteration that's above 3.
Yeah.
But-
DC and Marvel are mainly planetary, right?
Yeah.
Anime, they're morally corrupt. Like that's the thing.
that.
And I'm not saying niggas in DC are soft. You know what I'm saying? Killing still happens, right? It's just the way they do it in anime. There's a level of initial disrespect that just is not needed, and I think that's why. That's where the cusp is because
Put it like
DC and Marvel niggas, bro, they're planetary. They're
You'll
planetary
see
issues.
you're gonna see because DC and Marvel has been so long. You're gonna see a lot of niggas in the entry level of Black Air Force Energy, and you're gonna see a lot of niggas in the 3rd star. You're not gonna see a lot of niggas in the 2nd because it's either one or the other. But in anime, you're gonna see people everywhere.
In anime, you're gonna see them everywhere.
But the reason why Doctor Doom is my favorite villain of all time is because it's simple. The man is a goddamn genius. I don't care what anybody says. His Doom bots, his little Doom bots that he throws at people, don't let them don't let the anime or don't let the cartoons and the stuff hold them. Them niggas are automated Iron Man suits under his control. This nigga knows Tony Stark's system well enough that he actually was able to pilot an Iron Man suit quite well.
Yep. Quite well.
The man knows his shit when it comes to robotics.
If you guys want to read that chapter, we have no problem throwing that.
Yeah.
Throwing that chapter in the description.
One of his craziest feats that are possible is his mastery of magic, which most people don't understand. In Marvel, magic and science are one of the same coins. Nobody understands that like Doctor Doom, to the point where while this man whole ass makes his Doom bots with science, in a few runs he almost became the Sorcerer Supreme over Strange.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man knows his way around magic.
He is a fucking problem.
This man has gotten the Infinity Gauntlet before.
Yep.
This man has he's held Galactus at bay before.
Yep.
Oh.
His craziest feat is when everyone people who've been in the Marvel comic books, they know Secret Wars. He was the major villain in Secret Wars. I won't spoil too much, but his craziest feat is so basically you have this guy named the Beyonder. The Beyonder's ability is essentially Scarlet Witch, but on a multiversal level. That nigga is basically, he has something called the power cosmic. It's just the ability to warp reality on a multiversal level.
Yeah.
And the Beyonder looked at Dr. Fate or Dr. Doom one day in Secret Wars, tried to blast him, and Doom absorbed it. and took it for himself. People don't understand that's one of his abilities is power absorption.
Yep.
And that nigga, his name, this is his name. In that, with that iteration that was able to absorb the Beyonder's ability, his name is God Emperor Doom. That tells you everything you need to know. When your name is God Emperor Doom, come on now. This is what it took to beat God Emperor Doom. Black Panther with the Infinity Gauntlet as a distraction.
I remember reading that comic now that you said that.
And then it took Reed Richards doing some fuck shit.
Fuck, I remember you fuck, I remember reading that.
Think about that. It took a man with a vibranium suit with the Infinity Gauntlet to give this man a distraction. Not beat him, just distract him so Reed Richards can do his fuck shit.
That's wild.
What is his backstory?
So, his backstory is essentially he grew up in some iterations it was a rich kid who was super smart. In some iterations it was he was Reed Richards one of his buddies growing up, and but at the basically his origin, his human birth and childhood don't necessarily matter. What matters in the Doom story is when he almost always is with the Fantastic Four when they get their powers. He's always either the bankroller, a fellow scientist, usually both, and he's always present and gets his powers the same way.
Yep.
And what people the initial things is he basically becomes him and Franklin's problems always issue from Sue Storm. He has feelings for Sue. Sue don't fuck with him. Sue fucks with my nigga Reed.
Right.
My best part is while he took it like a nigga too. Hold up. What are you looking for? Okay. When I say he took it like a nigga, this man decided to, in most iterations, absolutely destroy Reed. Like, for no reason other than you took my bitch. I wanted her, so you got her, so now you gotta be destroyed. I gotta prove, it's always, I have to prove I'm smarter than Reed. Just cause like, oh, you chose that fuck nigga? Alright, bet. And it's just hilarious, dog. That's always why. But, here's why I fucks with him. He doesn't let that stop him. He got rejected. He still tries to be petty and put Reed down at every chance he can get. That's one of his chronic weaknesses, is he always trying to one-up Reed Richards. Right. But he took that, he became a dictator. Not good. Not good. Right. Not good.
Good. Yes.
Not good. Villain, yes. As a villain, you're doing the thing. You're doing your thing. Don't get broken up by a girl and think you're about to become a dictator. Don't do that. That's not good. I ain't advocating for that.
That's on some Hitler shit.
Yeah, that's on some.
We don't advocate for that.
Yeah,
we don't advocate.
Yeah, no, don't do that. But he rose. He didn't let his heartbreak turn into devastation, and he completely devoted himself to absolute chicanery. But put it like this: Doom is a villain that anytime he gets a modicum of power, more than his usual power, they gotta jump him. There is no, I can get a power up and I can 1v1 him. No, they gotta jump him.
They gotta jump this man.
This man gets done dirty so much in the comics because you have to.
Right.
Like that's my top villain. He is that nigga.
I wasn't expecting Dr. Doom.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Dr.
Doom is that nigga.
That's a good rivalry.
That's a good one. I'll give you that.
That's a good rivalry for my boy. That's a good rivalry.
Yeah.
What you got, Bryce?
So, niggas is gonna hate me because I've talked about him before, and I'm not. He's a 3-star nigga. He's at the round table in my opinion.
problem.
King motherfucking Bradley.
Fucking problem.
Yeah.
I know I talk about King Bradley so
Fucking
much.
problem.
I know I do, and that's why I made a comment earlier when you were talking about Gilgamesh. I was like, I shouldn't really be giving Ray shit because I'll be talking about King Bradley a lot.
He's also, but to be fair though, he's also someone else that's up there.
Yeah, like
for his own reasons of being.
just like I want to give him
Right,
shit
he's-
for Darkseid, I can't. Like, it's valid.
Valid.
Out of all of so the reason why I give King Bradley so much respect, honestly, is because in the world of Full Metal, yes, he's a homunculus. Yes. But once I read off yes, he's a homunculus. I'm gonna read off, like, I'm gonna tell y'all about his facts and his backstory, and y'all gonna realize this nigga was literally one of the most handicapped characters in the show, and that nigga was still making it work, right? So, King Bradley isn't his, Bradley, that's not his actual name, right? So, he was born an orphan, didn't know his mother, didn't know his father. He originally, 60 years before the story started, right? Like before the whole Full Metal Alchemist story started, right? Father decided that wrath, right? One of the 7 deadly sins that he possessed. He decided that wrath itself was not going to be a regular homunculus process the way he was going to do it differently, right? So 60 years before the story started, the military decided to do a project called the Prospective Fuhrer Program, right? And Bradley was number 11, right, out of hundreds of kids.
Nope.
And this program was pretty much training for Fuhrers of the future, right? So as he's growing up, he's learning shit, learning sword fighting. Once you get to a certain age, you are then pretty much categorized to attempt, key words here, attempt to take the Philosopher's Stone. Because Father's idea was, instead of me creating a humanoid out of the Philosopher's Stone, I am going to inject a Philosopher's Stone into a single-souled organism, and I'm going to create my homunculus that way, right? So Bradley was one out of hundreds of kids that died, right? Bradley was the only one that survived. Now,
The only one out of hundreds, by the way, y'all. There was no people that was limping. No, he was the only survivor.
for those of
Facts.
you that don't know what a Philosopher's Stone is, which was injected into Bradley, right? A Philosopher's Stone in the world of Full Metal Alchemist is an object that allows alchemy to be done out of nothing. It negates the purpose of equivalent exchange, which equivalent exchange says in order to something to be created, something of equal or greater value must be given, right? It's how we work our world off currency, etc. Like it's a real thing, right? Philosopher's Stone says, you want to make some bread, you don't need bread.
You don't need bread.
You don't need bread. I'll
It's
make it
basically
for you
having
right
Jesus,
here.
God, Jesus powers.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
The problem is though, is that Philosopher's Stones are created
Yep.
out of souls
Yes.
of people.
Thousands.
and thousands of souls. Bradley was injected with hundreds and thousands of souls. And out of all of that, Bradley's soul survived. He is one out of only 2 homunculuses to only actually have one soul. So, for example, when King Bradley was down in the sewers of Amestris and he was killing Greed, he killed Greed 17 times down in that sewer, right? And Greed kept regenerating back because Greed had souls that he could wear off. Bradley doesn't.
Yep.
Bradley is also one of the only homunculuses that age.
Yep. He can die.
That nigga has a huge handicap.
Huge handicap.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous handicap.
See, I'll be honest. I completely forgot about all the souls that's actually in the that goes in the Philosopher's Stone. I also forgot that he was injecting
Yeah,
with
like
the Philosopher's Stone. So not only did he have to fight an actual battle, he had to fight a physical and a spiritual battle within
Right.
himself to remain King Bradley.
like Alucard, right? From
Yeah.
Helsing, right? When Schrodinger's cat slit his throat and fell into Alucard, and Alucard became pretty much an enigma. He was everywhere and yet nowhere. Everything else. when Alucard just vanished out of thin air, when he came back 30 years later, he told Saris and all of them that he had to battle the fucking 11 million something souls that he'd already killed. That's how he got out. It's because he had to go through. So imagine that. Imagine that you're an 18-year-old kid. You've been training your whole fucking life, and then out of nowhere they just lethally inject you with some shit. Now you have to pretty much go through, and your soul has to go through pretty much 1,000 other souls and make it out alive.
Whoop they ass.
Right.
Your soul have to whoop they ass. You're in there whooping they ass.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The exact number is 500,000 souls.
That's even
The exact number was 500,000 souls.
Oh my god. Oh.
I'll be honest, that really does make me want to watch Full Metal.
And Bradley was the only one that made it out.
That makes me want to watch Full
That
Metal
is
now.
wild.
But some fun facts about Full Metal is really good for like nicknames. So like you got like Colonel Mustang, right? Hawkeye. So Bradley was named after the M2 infantry, the M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, which was a small tank, which came out in 1981. But it was super good with mobility and support fire, which surprisingly enough says a lot if you consider how Bradley fights.
You mean how he went through his front door?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly how he. That is
when he went
one.
to his- that's
yeah,
a tank right
that's
there. I don't know
one.
what you're talking about.
That's one thing about Bradley. Like Bradley, every time Bradley has met an opposition in Full Metal Alchemist, the fight is quick. Most of the time, unless the front door incident, right? The front door incident was the first time Bradley actually did damage to shit around him, unintentionally around him.
Unintentionally,
Right.
I might add you.
Bradley would just fight any opposition that came his way, and he would just try to keep it in house.
No matter his age.
Once the military found out that he was a homunculus and they did that coup on him, Bradley at that point did not give a fuck because he knew that the people still fought. And that's another thing about Bradley. He's smart. He's smart as fuck. He became a homunculus at 18, and then for fucking 42 years, he kept that shit under wraps.
Under wraps.
Under wraps. And then they found out about it, and he was like, the people ain't gonna believe you. And when he pretty much told them that, they were like, well, we're gonna take your house over. And he was like, I'm walking in that fucking house. And they tried to stop him, and when they did try to stop him, Amestris went into a riot.
Yep.
And King Bradley literally had to get up on the loudspeaker, calm everybody down, and then this nigga then goes to Mustang, who started the coup, and then tells this nigga, yeah, I'm gonna split your whole team up. Enjoy that. And if I find you doing some dumb shit, I'll make sure you get used in a little sacrifice that we got coming up.
Yep.
That nigga
Yep.
did not care.
He did not give a fuck. I completely forgot about that part in that part that happened. Yeah, no, hold on. That part was wild because he he basically said, yeah, I'm this. Yeah, this is happening. But I don't give a fuck.
Right, he really just, man, he just, I gotta bring up another point. So R.I.P. my nigga Hughes.
R.I.P. Hughes.
So
I don't know what that means.
Hughes, so Lieutenant Colonel Hughes was a really lovable character in the beginning of Full Metal Alchemist. He had a wife, he had a daughter. He was like your stereotypical, like, look at my wife, look at my kids, you know, real nice guy. Didn't use alchemy. All he had was a little knuckle duster knife that he would keep on his side. Dude was super fucking smart. So he puts together really, really quick that the shit that's been going on in Central and everything else, he realizes that there's something going on with the upper chain of command, and it looks like all the deaths and all the wild shit that's been going on lately with all these killings, it looks like it's all connected, right? And
Right.
Hughes puts it together. Hughes winds up getting killed by Envy on some fuck shit. Fuck that nigga Envy. I do
Fuck
on that
Envy.
nigga's grave. I hate him. Fuck Envy,
Fuck
dog.
Envy, bro.
Envy turned into his wife. He turned into his wife because he was about to defend himself because he knew he was got, and he pulled his knife and was about to stab Envy, and Envy turned into his wife and then shot him in the gut and let him bleed out
On some fuck shit.
in a phone booth, bruh,
a
like a
phone
bitch.
booth.
Like a
Wow,
bitch.
that's
Fuck
some-
that nigga.
That's some
Envy,
hoe
bruh.
ass shit right
That
there.
was some straight fuck shit. So Hughes' funeral's going on, right? and Hughes' daughter, who's like 2 or 3, she's 3. She's crying her heart out, obviously, right? And everyone's crying. Armstrong, for Christ's sake, he's crying, right? And it goes to Bradley. And this nigga Bradley is shaking. And you think, right, at this point in the series, you assume that, because you don't know Bradley's a homunculus yet.
Right.
You
Not
just
at all.
assume that with Bradley's demeanor so far and what you've seen, because Bradley in the show comes off as a nice guy until you find out he's a homunculus. And then you really see how this nigga gets down. You know what I'm saying? And you just see Bradley shaking. So as a kid, I was like, damn, bro, Bradley really about to whip Envy's ass, dog. Envy better be terrified. He was mad because Hughes' daughter was crying.
Yep.
He literally went to father after the funeral and he was like, I hate it when them fucking humans cry, fucking dying people. He hates human beings. He hates them. He is the most racist motherfucker when it comes, which is crazy because he was one.
I was
Yep.
just, I feel like that's
He was one.
Like that's repressed emotion.
Yeah, like
I feel like he's definitely got some issues going on because I mean he was a human.
right.
He was an orphan though, and they probably definitely jacked this nigga shit for this experiment 100%.
Right, but and see,
And no one helped him,
and that's another
and then he was forced to do all this. So like,
right,
and it was all humans that made him do this.
and that's another thing too, because like when he fought Scar, like his last fight when he fought Scar, and shit, and he was talking heavy when he fought Scar, but that one little Chinese girl from Xing, she asked Bradley as he was dying, like, you got anything to say for yourself? Like, you got any regrets? He was like, the only thing I really don't regret is burying my wife. He was like, and you know, she wasn't like, because mind you, Bradley couldn't have kids. He was a homunculus, right? So yeah, his supposed son, yeah, nah, whoa, we ain't even gonna talk about that. Well, Salim, yeah, we ain't even gonna talk about that evil little nigga.
shit.
Yeah, that evil little nigga. Salim's not his actual son.
Nope.
But he was like, but he told Scar and all of them, he was just like, she was plain, you know, but she kept me happy. And they were like, did she know? And he was like, God, no, she didn't know. And he was like, but, you know, I never really wanted to tell her, you know? And I was just like, like, that's sweet. And then she was just like, wow, that's all you got? And he was like, yeah, fuck you. And then just died. And I was like,
Yep.
I was like, wow.
100%.
Because Bradley just got done killing that little girl's grandfather. So I think that she kind of wanted, like, some, hey, I'm sorry I killed your
Yeah.
dad. But he was like, nah, fuck y'all niggas. I'm out.
Not
He just
happening.
died.
I told you for what I felt. That's it. That's
Yep.
what you get from me.
It is what it is. But, nah, bro. I just...
That's a solid choice.
That is a solid choice. Now, here's the good one. Here's the sale. Who is the sauciest out of them 3?
I ain't gonna lie, both of y'all niggas are planetary. So when it comes to power, my niggas got to take a seat. But when I feel,
But there's more to
but when
there's
it
more
comes
to sauce.
mental endurance,
There's more to
Yeah.
sauce than that.
When
There's
it
more to
comes to-
sauce than just pure power. It's how you wield that power.
yeah, that's I was about to say. I think Bradley wields it way too good. I'm sorry, and I know that's biased, but Tone, who'd you say again?
I had Dark Side.
I was about to say I would give it to Darkseid. Dude strangled his own, killed his own mama. That's
He had
wild.
he had his son.
Yeah, he had his son do it.
That son poisoned his mom. That,
And his
you
new-
killed your mom.
Here's the sauce is in his new iteration, where he walks up and kills the old guys.
Yeah,
That's where the sauce comes in. It's his new iteration, and the reason I gotta give it to Darkseid, as much as I gave Tone shit for it, the fact that in his lore, he is the only Darkseid in all the multiverse. He just goes around conquering
There's no multiverse,
universes.
there's no different type of Dark Side like there is.
There will only ever be one Darkseid. And he basically exists outside the multiverse's like time stream, and he's just there, ready to wax. Yeah, like he can't.
Thrax and Wax.
Yeah, dog. I want to give it to Doom.
Oh, he's basically you can basically consider him an old god / new god, pretty much.
No, he is a new god.
That's why I said old god / new god
'Cause
because he was around
let's-
for the old god.
yeah.
He killed them.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's.
my
I
God.
want to say he's the oldest new god.
Yeah,
The new gods in the DC is like that's a whole different
Gods
story.
ain't that strong to me.
They really, they're not, because you got niggas like Superman, the Lantern Corps, all of the Lantern Corps. They're all like basically what the New Gods showcase is that they just had all these superpowered beings or the old gods were just all these superpowered beings that just ruled over the universe. Well, when you got niggas like Darkseid, Superman, and all these other niggas starting to come up,
Right.
they kind of fall out of favor, and the New Gods really ain't that. They really don't got it.
Yep.
Right.
Superman has had dealings with the old gods or with the New Gods. Wonder Woman deals with them quite frequently.
You can't talk.
Yeah, nah, it's the old or the New Gods. They're kind of just pushovers. I'll be honest. We haven't really seen, to my knowledge, I haven't really seen them do much. It's usually them giving like a warning to like Superman or Wonder Woman, like, "Hey, yo, y'all got some problems coming your way. We can't deal with them, or we can't help you, but
We're just letting you know.
we're letting you know."
I'm gonna give it. This is not because I'm biased or anything. I'm gonna give it to Darkseid only for one specific.
Oh yeah, fucking what was it? Was it War or was it Dark?
Dark War or something.
Dark War. Oh my God, the
that
fucking
movie-
Paradooms.
Paradooms.
Oh my
Say
God,
what Paradooms are.
Paradooms.
This nigga Darkseid. So we all know what who Doomsday is. This nigga Darkseid made miniature Doomsday, paraphrased as Paradooms, same power as Doomsday. It's a little bit more mutated. Hundreds, thousands of them to invade not just Earth,
So
so many other planets.
do you know who Trigon is? So this goes to show you the power of Darkseid. Darkseid took in my opinion, it came to a draw, but Darkseid took an L in this fight. He took an L in this fight, but it's to who he took an L that I'm not going to consider it an L. In order to deal with this, to deal with Darkseid, this is after this is Darkseid's first coming.
He finally went with
Superman
everybody.
Superman was like, "Hey yo, Darkseid's coming. We need to deal with him." Assembled the Justice League and was like, "Hey yo," they ran down on Darkseid. All of them waxed
He waxed all of them, not even moving the muscle.
to the point where
Just his Paradooms.
yeah, his Paradooms waxed everyone.
So Darkseid.
Hold up, to the point where he was able to imprison Superman and literally tattoo using kryptonite ink Superman's symbol on his chest, eliminating Superman as a threat.
Yep. Yeah, that's now.
Yeah.
I've seen that smile creep up.
Tattooed
That is a 4-star. That's a 4-star.
tattooed this man's
Yep.
symbol of hope in his one weakness onto his chest.
He should put that bitch in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
He should put his Superman symbol backwards. That would have been super disrespectful.
He did that nigga dirty.
He did Superman so dirty.
He
He put Batman in the Mobius chair.
I did not think was gonna sue. I did not think.
Hey, he turned Batman.
Turned Batman like he
He put him
mentally.
in the Mobius.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put him in the Mobius chair.
No,
Nah.
Oh, no.
no, this
The
one,
Mobius show was just for chicks.
that was a different universe. In this universe, he just convinced Batman. Like, turned Batman to his side.
and then conditioned him like that.
Yeah.
And then for shits and giggles, he was like, "All right, you can go sit in the Mobius chair now."
Mm-hmm.
For shits and giggles, he already did that. Yeah. This is why I'm giving him.
I'm gonna give that to Darkseid. Yeah.
This is what they had to do to beat him. They had to summon Trigon to possess Superman's body to fight him. And I want you to know that Trigon possessed Superman is one of the strongest iterations of Superman we've ever seen.
Yes, it is.
Now, Darkseid had to go full on with this with Trigon fused with Superman. But that wasn't it was only like when I say it was an L, it wasn't like he got waxed. He was chunking with this nigga. They were to the point where they were on Apocalypse and Constantine was like, "Yo, dog, we got to get off this planet because they're about to blow it up." Just pure on fighting. The only reason why I say he took an L in this fight because we never know who actually won that fight. What we know is Darkseid was trying, Trigon was laughing.
Yep. That's all we know.
That's what we know is during this fight, Darkseid is mad, irritated, actually fighting Trigon. And Trigon's just laughing at him like, dog, this is playtime to me. I'm having fun with this body.
Just in case the fans want to know, I will be covering a 10 to 20 minute episode of Trigon.
Oh, that nigga's a fuck out.
Because he is actually,
In-
I think, one of the best old gods and the strongest.
He's
old
not
gods.
really, here's the thing, he's not really an old god, but he was like an enemy of the old god.
Yes, he was the enemy. That
So-
is why they had to imprison him, because they
A future, just a little future teaser. Trigon was essentially supposed to be what Darkseid became.
Yep.
He was supposed to be the conqueror. He still kind of is, but he's not as
Not
prolific.
as-
In power, he's stronger than Darkseid, but he's got a very bad kryptonite. I won't go into why or what it is.
We will cover it next time. Don't
Yep.
worry, we will cover it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Darkseid will get the sauciest out of those three.
Dark side for the win.
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
side for the win.
We all got a dub today.
But yeah, hey, that was the first.
First episode.
This is the first video episode. Let's get it.
Thank you guys for continuously watch us as we grow. We're going to obviously keep on growing, and I'm just gonna ask that you just keep on being loving fans and support us through our wonderful loving journey.
Yep, please do. I'm gonna have our YouTube linked in the description on our Spotify, so you can go there. You can check out some stuff there, and you could just kid y'all not, just we love it. We love the sport, dog. Just always just keep it up with us, and we got more for y'all.
Until next time on Weebs in the Hood.